Hello, everybody, and welcome to week two, day one of season four of the Tilt Champions League, where we are going to see the burnt circuit cleanup coming off of a rough loss against the Mariachi Mullets, try to redeem themselves against Monty Pantheon and the Holy Vrail, who actually had a bit of a heartbreaker against Pickles Over Pizza. I am Jaws, really excited to bring the action to you alongside my main man, Mr. Leona himself, Rudy.
Hey Joss, how's it going tonight? I am looking forward to this matchup. This is day one of week two of TCL season four, and this is where we're going to find out what these teams are really made of. Both teams had a bit of a rough week one, although in very different ways, and both are looking for redemption in the second game. Come out swinging and show the rest of the league what they're really made of.
Yeah, they really are. And I think that burn circuit cleanup definitely going to have a bit of a taller mountain to climb mentally since they're just coming off of playing yesterday. They had a rough 2-0 loss, and we're going to have to see if playoff droid can become anti-tilt droid and really settle his team down and make sure that they're ready to rock, because they definitely have all of the individual pieces. We're going to have to see if they can do it this time.
Absolutely. I mean, we have all experienced the tilt in our days, and coming off of what wasn't just a loss, but a bit of a stomp last night at the hands of A Barn and his compatriots, it's gonna be interesting to see how they turn this around. I think the team they're fighting tonight, most would consider to be a better matchup for them across the board, but they're still
Yeah,
gonna have to
well,
find a way to win.
yeah, exactly. That's always the thing in League of Legends, is you have to figure out how to win. And as we go into Champion Select, not only do you have to win, you got to win 2 out of 3. So I'm really curious to see
Right.
how this Champion Select is going to start out. A couple of different drafts. Yeah, that one is a no-brainer.
That's yeah.
Yeah, Vrail's the
freest
Geometry
freest
Master.
thing you would imagine. I mean, Vrail
Yep.
D1 at the moment dabbled in Masters in his time. Vel'Koz is his staple there, and while he can play a lot of other control mages, let's leave out the Victor performance from last week. But while he's decent at a lot of other control mages, Vel'Koz is his tried and true. Keeping him off of that is a key to victory for any team fighting this roster.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see if he's going to go back to the Lux, because he was successful
Hmm.
in the Lux in game one. And he actually went away from her, even though Lux was available. They didn't actually ban the Lux. They stuck with the Vel'Koz and the Aurelia. So I'm curious to see if he's going to go back to the well there, because as you mentioned, the Ari was okay,
Hmm.
and the Victor just didn't hit. So curious to see if he's gonna do a little bit more of kind of the pick off champions, which Vel'Koz great at kind of picking people off, getting that damage and poke all day long.
Yeah, I mean it. a couple of one-trick bans in there. Bush, well known for his
Yeah.
Leona in this league, and then interestingly enough, I was talking to Swordmaster earlier about his game last night just to see where he was at headspace wise. He was talking with me about the fiddle ban, and while he does enjoy that pick greatly in solo queue, he said that that's not the thing that his team really wants to play around. I mean, Sword being known as the unconventional engaged jungler that he is, Fiddlesticks would fit right into that. But I'm hoping to see him on more of that Zek and see how proactive he can be. He had a great start to the game one last night on the Amumu, blew a lot of flashes, but was ultimately ineffective throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's very true. And something that surprised me in the draft last night was that he didn't take the Zac. And
Yeah, yeah.
something
I
to
think I think
remind
we're all shaking our heads there.
yeah, exactly. We were talking about it last night. It's like, okay, it was Seraphine. Oh, look, a
Hey,
Zac.
are they gonna pick it away for Wally, or is this just a bit of a meme about exactly what we were saying?
No, I think they're looks like they're taking it away. Yeah, they are. That's a
Interesting,
great
interesting. I
pickup.
don't. Wally's not much of a tank player from my experience. I tend to see him on things like Jarvan, Vi. He dabbles in Viego. I've seen him Zed jungle a few times. So we'll have to see how he does and if he can like play that front line for his team and understand that his job isn't necessarily to kill everything, but rather keep his team alive and the enemy team busy.
Well, the real
Also,
question.
go ahead.
Oh, what do we got? What do we got?
Okay,
Oh, there's a
okay.
karma. All
I
right,
was
what do you
gonna
got? Keep it
ask.
going. Keep it
I
rolling,
was
man.
I was gonna ask. So there's an interesting thing here. They already banned two of Bush's like main tank supports, right? His next support is Zyra, but I don't think we're gonna see him on a Zyra tonight. That would be a bit of an int. Picking the Karma, they could potentially flex that top. I know the support Karma or the support Smite top laners have been nerfed pretty heavily by this point, as we are playing on the current patch. No one patch delay for us. despite the Riot petitions. But I would expect that to go down to Bush League. They want to secure him a support right now to make sure that he doesn't fall to the second round and get banned even harder.
Yeah,
Nocturne
they
for
were
the
definitely
Swordmaster.
targeting.
Oh,
Yeah, they
go
were
ahead.
definitely targeting. Oh, you're good. They were definitely targeting him in that first wave of bans. They get the Leona, they get the Galio, and so totally agree with you. Jinx coming out, really aggressive, pushy bot lane. It's very clear that Toasty and Droid want to exert themselves, and that's really the key matchup that I'm looking at. When Luciv did well, the rest of the team followed, and it took a lot of pressure off of Rail, knowing that he was going to get target banned. But also, if we notice, the Aurelia is still up, so it looks like they're going to wait for the second round of bans. I would not be surprised to see an Aurelia ban at this point, as Scion is snagged. So yeah, I think that Karma's going support.
It seems like what they did was pick the positions that they didn't want to get pinched too hard, right? I mean, you have Rick up there in the top lane. He's played, I think, 3 different positions now across TCL. Bush League already had a couple bans thrown at him, and the Zac in the jungle is more of a take with anything else. But Luciv and Vrail both have wide enough champ pools to where, yeah, they'll have a few banned away from them, but they'll still have extremely valid and effective picks on the board for themselves.
If I agree with you on that, I think that Vrail, it's going to be a really interesting thing because Vrail, he's a Diamond 1 player, right? He's obviously one of the best players in North America. Diamond 1, no, it's incredibly hard to get there, but sometimes there's a skill drop off from your best champion, especially when you play a ton of one champion. So that's the thing that I'm really looking at is, can he take those skills that brought him to that Diamond 1 level and apply it to other champions? As I mentioned, Aurelia is still on the table, and that seems to be his go-to when he's not given the Vel'Koz, which, let's be honest, he's never going to be given Vel'Koz in ever. Like, you would absolutely not. So we'll see. Are they going to ban the Aurelia? They're not. So I think that's going to be coming out. We'll have to see, as Zillion and Azir aimed straight at Mr. Sandy Snake.
Yeah, Sandy drawing 4 bans across the board there, and honestly, I can't argue with any of them. Picking up the Aphelios for Luciv, he had some words to say about my ADC's Aphelios performance the other night, which I think you did great, Speedy. Don't listen to a thing he says. So I'm going to be interested to see if he can show us how that champion is supposed to function. If this cog gets picked, I would imagine that goes mid, but Sandy on an AP Kog'Maw is not what I would expect. Okay, locking in the Ornn. We'll see the mid pick next then.
Yeah, we'll have to see it. I'm actually kind of surprised. Did we see an Urgot ban? We did not see an Urgot ban because Autopsy looked great in game 2 on that Urgot.
He did.
So
he did.
So we'll have to see. Are they just going to go a little bit safer, go with the hyper carry? I'm not sure, because Nocturne, a lot of damage. Jinx, a lot of damage. So maybe they're thinking, let's get a tanky front line. Let's get a little bit more CC so that we can protect these carries. Also a note, as Sylas is grabbed to round out BCC's lineup, Ezreal and Caitlyn both targeted at Toasty. So,
yeah.
Actually, wait a minute. Hold up. They banned 280 carries in the second. Oh, sorry, at Luciv. My bad. I'm like,
Toasty already had. Toasty already had.
I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute. Did they ban 280 carries after Toasty
and let's
picked
see
his
if you were
Jinx?
right.
No, he didn't. Am I right?
Is he gonna lock in?
There's the Lux.
Interesting.
Love it.
So
love it.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see Sandy on a Sylas. That is a very different style. As you can see from the band, Sandy is a control mage player. Got the Corki, the Victor, the Zillion, the Azir, all right there. Sandy on much more of a go-in type champion. I'm sure he's going to perform admirably. He always manages to not feed and get ahead. As my season 1 team captain, he was the sole lifeline we clung onto in every single win that we managed to get. So looking at the Sylas pick, how are the alts from the other team? Sion alt, useful but perhaps not mid-fight. Zac alt, always good. Lux alt, always good. And I am not going to confess to know how Aphelios alt is going to act when Sylas takes it. Any insights, or is that just going to be something we find out in the midst of the game?
Yeah, I think we're just going to see how that goes along the way, just because Aphelios has so many different options. His toolkit is so diverse. The bot lane matchup is getting really, really juicy because Jinx and Nautilus, they very clearly want to bully. And Aphelios does take a little bit of time to turn on. So I'm going to be curious to see, is Karma going to play aggressive to try to push them off the wave and allow Luciv the time that he needs to get going? Or will they play a little bit more protective and until level 6 and then try to turn it that way? So they have 2 different ways to play, but I'm going to say Toasty and Droid, they're gonna be looking to be aggressive, push the lane, and put Luciv on the back foot. but Zach makes that really hard to do.
It does. It does. I mean, he's maxing that E, that elastic slingshot. He's going to be in that lane from areas that you might not expect. You need to have creative ward placement there and really be ready. And when you do go in with that Nautilus hook, know where the Zach is so you don't get that turned around in your face. The Jinx Nautilus does look like a pretty fearsome lane, but you pick Karma for the lane. If Bush knows what he's doing, and I'm going to be interested to see if he does, as somebody who's picked up Karma myself recently, then they should have a decent time down there. The Philios not going to bring quite as much to the table immediately, depending on what guns he's rotating through. But as I said, I'm excited to see what Luciv, if Luciv can back up what he says he can do on this champion. And Toasty on the Jinx did his best last night to carry through a couple of games, but didn't quite live up to it. Now, I know some of you historical viewers are out there. I have been on the record many times saying Toasty TG, most overrated ADC in TCL.
Wow.
Prove me wrong tonight, Toasty. Prove me wrong.
Wow.
I'm excited to see it. You
God, I mean, finish what you're gonna say.
He's in a position.
You're gonna shoot those shots. You gotta finish up.
He's on a Jinx. He's on a hyper carry. He has a heavy engaged support who can offer a lot of peel. Ornn items coming in later. Nocturne and Silas to distract their backline. Let's see what he can do. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Toasty is the toaster, right? You do not want to overcook your toast, right? I don't know about you. I like level 2, level 3 toast, right? You get that nice golden brown, perfectly crispy, but not too crispy. Bonus points if you can get a little bit of a, juicy center. You burn your toast, you're not going to have a good time. Undercook your toast, still not going to have a good time. We need that golden brown Toasty in order to carry the game. And he's going to have to ride that line to perfection against a team like this, because one good Zac engage, that Jinx is going to have a really, really bad time, and there's not a lot his team can do about it.
No. I mean, in terms of backline access, that definitely goes to the side of BCC. Vrail and his squad are going to be wanting to do a little bit more of a front to back, right? Like keep Sion and Zac up in front, get that hard disruption, and then Lux and Aphelios pumping out damage from the back with Karma keeping them safe. Meanwhile, the Nocturne and the Silas are going to do their absolute best to make sure the team fights don't end up like that. In terms of team comp, I think I personally, players aside, would prefer to be on the side of Sandy Snake. Just a lot more pick potential, even with the Zac considered, in my opinion. And what people fail to realize sometimes is, even when those small moments happen, if this was an LCS cast, you'd say, oh my gosh, the game's over. They had to blow a pot at level 2. They're getting pushed out of lane. They're going to be down 20 CS. That's it. This is not LCS, boys. This is TCL, and anything can happen at any time, which is why that Nocturne is such a powerful pick, and what I think is appropriately Swordmaster's most prioritized champion at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is definitely that feeling that it's funny. I actually like I like Vrail's squad right now. They have so much flexibility. Okay. They have so many different ways to engage. They have the hard engage with the Zac. They have the rundown with the Karma and the Sion. Right, choo baby, let's go. But also, here's the secret weapon. They have a Diamond 1 player with a pick champion, one step out of bounds, and that Jinx is good night. And Jinx really is now Silas. He can get in there. He can cause absolute chaos. But Jinx is their carry. And if Jinx does not do what Jinx needs to do because Jinx is dead, completely changes the team fight, and that flexibility and that scaling is going to be really, really solid for Monty Pantheon and the Holy Grail. Say that 5 times fast.
I would prefer not to. I like my tongue untwisted. I was hoping we'd see some action when we saw the 5-man squad run out of base, but no, simply stacking the bush, making sure that the other team doesn't get anything too spicy before this game heats up a bit. Pretty classic pixel brush ward in there, make sure there's no late invade, everything going as normal, except looks like Zac is actually going to be starting top side, so maybe we see that early gank on the bot side and alleviate some of the pressure that we know that Jinx Nautilus is going to bring to the table.
Yeah, we'll have to see, and that's definitely going to be the question, is where is that first Zac gank going to hit as Swordmaster starts on the red side? Looks like we're going to have a opposite kind of parallel jungling, both junglers starting on the red side. Let's see, are we going to see a 2-buff Zac into bot lane gank because he is starting top side, or are we going to see a hard farm fest because Nocturne loves to farm, wants to get that 6 super duper quick?
Yep, absolutely. We need to see some efficiency from that first level 6 as well. I think this game, most TCL games in general, tend to swing wildly in either direction. But in terms of tempo, the side of BCC is going to want to establish dominance early and keep it rolling for their squad.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the classic tank fight in the top. Bot lane, relatively even, but there goes Droid exerting himself. He's going to get a grab onto Bush League. Bush League has to flash out. Ignite is burned. Bush League is able to get out of there, but flash burn, couple of sums, definitely advantage on the side of Droid and the Toaster.
Oh, absolutely. Ignite traded her flash. They're worth it every time. They did not respect the level 2. Looking like Tactical from TSM in that game last week, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. You just have to know to step back. They hit level 2. They're going to go in. Droid lining up the hook very well there. Bush tried to sidestep it, but just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was a little disrespectful. Droid is known as a hook champion, and if he's going to walk up to you, do you really want to do that dance with him? I certainly don't. So we'll have to see how they're able to capitalize on that, because now that that flash is down, will Wally still want to gank? As he is working his way through the bottom side of the jungle, and in the mid lane, we're seeing pretty even, pretty standard. Tiny Rick coming back up. Lanes are chilling. Swordmaster's coming through the top side. Looks like things are settling down a little bit, but you know, as we know, this is TCL. People like to fight.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a handshake on the crabs there. Like Nocturne goes top, Zach goes bottom. Perhaps that's more of the reasoning behind why Zach wanted to start on his red side. It's just so he didn't have to fight at the Krugs. Maybe he didn't think his lanes would have that push. Ooh. But aggressive passing from Zach here. More than just the camp's going to be taken away. It looks like they sniffed out that something's happening.
They did. Ooh, Droid. The instincts are real. Droid able to see what's happening, sees them going, but Wally, he's still working his way through. I think they're guessing. I don't know if they actually saw him in terms of vision. Now they know he's there, and they're going to walk through and see. Oh, they didn't. They didn't actually see him. He was able to get out. Interesting.
They didn't. They might. I think Droid saw something when he peeked around that corner, because there were a lot of pings on those Krugs there. What I'm interested to know is how he got there in the first place, because looking at that minimap, there was no blue vision that should have seen Zach walk into that jungle. Interesting, but we see Sword on an aggressive gank here in the bot.
Yep, Sword coming in, flash hook, gonna hit Bush League. Here come the Chompers. Chompers root him in. He's coming in. I believe this is gonna be first blood, barring anything, but oh no, it's gonna be a foot race. The minions, it's gonna be the turnaround kill. So Jinx able to get the first blood, but standing in the mini wave, they get the return. Ooh, this is spicy.
That is such a feels bad when you want to make sure that your carry gets the kill, so you stop autoing, but the karma comes back with the last couple of minion shots and gets the return kill. Not what you want to see. I mean, Sword peeled out just a little bit too soon there. While we have some action up here in the top lane.
Yeah, we do. Autopsy beating up Tiny Rick, pushing him back. He is not afraid, but he is also standing in a mini wave. Has to be careful. He's going to walk away, play it safe. And Tiny Rick chugging some potions. Autopsy actually out of potions. So let's see if Tiny Rick can capitalize on the corrupted potion. And going back to that gank in the bottom lane, Toasty, it's a support for an AD. Getting the first blood on Jinx, absolutely what you want. But here we have another gank coming in. Pre-6, Nocturne beating him up, forcing the flash, gets the turnaround route, gets a little bit of poke damage, but there's the flash. And I would expect a return trip from Swordmaster once he hits 6 into that mid lane.
Oh, I hope so. Let's see if Sword knows what he's doing on this champion. Luck's trying to push the wave in here, completely out of mana. Gonna get her back off. Excuse me. And it was the right call from blue side, right? Like, they went on the flashless karma. Should have been an easy kill, but they greeted. They wanted just a little bit more, and Loose have stuck around to do some damage at the same time. But if they would have just focused Bush, Jinx would have stayed alive, and it would have been a lot more decisive in their favor. Still up on gold here, combination of the first blood and just farm across the board. But it's been a pretty slow start so far, honestly.
Yeah, well, they've got the minion advantage, which is what they wanted, right? They want to delay the Aphelios turning on, getting his first couple of items, and getting rolling. So that they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. As Swordmaster, I don't think he got the memo that Nocturne is a farming champion. As Zach comes in, first gank, gonna grab Toasty. Toasty is getting very, very low. Are they gonna be able to get him down? He is being chain CC'd. He is going down. But once again, another turnaround kill, 1 for 1. These bot laners cannot get a clean gank off.
Yeah, this does look familiar, doesn't it? The ADC dying, the support living, jungler watching. But sadly, this time the carry did not get the kill. That is a 2-in-1 Bush League down there on the Karma. Aphelios going back to base, 20 farm down without that kill feels a little bit bad. I mean, Jinx is going to miss out a little bit. They gets pushed in here. Actually, no, Nautilus stuck around, so they're not even going to miss that wave. It's pushing back into the Aphelios, so that's not as bad as it could have been.
It certainly is. And as we look at the top lane, I wanted to point out that Autopsy was able to go back and buy, and TinyRick still has not. So while they are even in farm, Autopsy able to kind of abuse the lane a little bit more. He's got that. He's got a little bit more health. He's able to push things up, and now TinyRick having to buy, not a great time to buy, and Autopsy just gonna be able to hoover up all of that farm. Actually, is he going to back? No, he's going to stay there, and let's see if he tries to crash the wave as mid lane continues on, and Vrail starting to build a bit of a lead despite the flash being down.
Yeah, the Lux with the zone control with those E's early makes it really hard for melee champions, as I discovered earlier in my ranked games. Support Lux is absolutely a cancer on this game. But, I mean, TinyRick holding his TP there, I'm not sure if that's necessary, because it is not unleashed until 14 minutes, so there's not too much you can do with it besides TP to those turrets. So perhaps reactive coming down for the Drake later, but makes it back to lane without too much trouble. We're going to catch, hopefully, some of that farm. And we're going to continue to see what play gets made next. It looks like Nocturne's hovering background bot does have his 6, so we're going to see if Droid can hit the hook here to get things started.
Yeah, he will, but the wave is not in his favor, and I think it looks like he's walking away immediately.
Yeah,
they did exactly. Yeah, they're going to start up the dragon. They did exactly what they are supposed to do, which is push, push, push. They're going to get first dragon. It is a win Drake, so it's okay.
Yeah, that means we don't have to
it.
see a win soul, right? That's all that means. Get it off the board, get something more exciting happening. Infernal, which means we'll either see a Hex Tech or a Mountain Soul, hoping for the Hex Tech. Those gates make rotations out of base just so much faster. Makes everything just a bit more fun.
Yeah, and here we see Wally Warp maybe sniffing out. I didn't see if they had vision, but he sees, maybe guesses that I haven't seen Nocturne in a while. I think he's probably taking Dragon. I'm going to grab a Rift Herald, and I'm going to maybe give TinyRick a little bit of help that he needs, or I'm going to have help Lux get out of this lane, start roaming, and look for picks. As an ulti goes off in the bottom lane, it's going to be onto the carry. Aphelios going down. Yep, there goes Luciv, and once again, Jinx with the flash. Turn around, but can Droid do it? Yes, he can. That's going to be a double kill. Supportal combat. 3-0 Nautilus. 1-3 Jinx. Very bloody. Very bloody.
Aphelios. I mean, I don't mean to call anybody out too directly there, but did you notice Droid overshooting his hook on the Aphelios to start that fight? If he would have CC'd him, that would have gone a lot cleaner, and Jinx would not have died.
Yeah, a little bit of a missed time because he did have he did drop the ulti, so he knew that, oh, as soon as he goes up, I throw my line, I'm going to be able to do it. He might have been trying to mind game a little bit and overthought it, but all in all, it looks like the lane continuing to go in Toasty and Droid's favor. Let's look at the gold. Yeah, about 1,000 gold on the about 1,000 gold advantage on the Jinx, a little less than that, maybe 800. The question is, once again, what will they do with it as Silas goes in, gets a little bit of poke off, but Vrail just continuing to beat him up. 87 CS, but here comes a roaming droid with a flash, counter flash. I'm going to take that support for mid flash all day long.
Oh, every single time. That is so worth. Wally on the Zac hasn't been able to make too much happen other than that gank bot where Karma ended up getting the kill. Let's see if something can happen on Sandy right here, right now.
Yes, he can. Counter gank on Nocturne coming in onto the Lux. He's going to try and attack Vrail, but he is under turret. Zac going in for the counter gank. Both folks on the side of BCC very, very low, and they're going to have to walk away. A lot of sound and fury signifying nothing in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's that first Nocturne art we talked about. It came out and nothing happened, but it looks like Droid might be looking for another.
Oh, yeah, he certainly is. He's going to be walking away, though. Karma beating up, and Aphelios starting to hit kind of hard. He's starting to beat him up, and Nautilus having to chug those potions. Droid starting to settle in. I want to see Toasty do something. I want Toasty to get in there, be aggressive, and just be smart. You know, his positioning is really, 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 really aggressive, and I like the mentality, but I want to see Jinx go bananas, and that's exactly what they need to do to win this first game.
I agree. I mean, I was hoping that Nocturne will help a little bit there. He was hovering down there, see if he could do anything, but he was a little low. He's just going to reset. I mean, next play on the board is going to be hopefully use the Herald bot so they are able to push this down and get some of that gold back into Peleus' pocket. He's still lagging behind in both kills and farm. So find a way to get your bot lane back in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Wally looking for another kill. You're right.
Yeah,
He's been a little quiet. He's trying to make something happen. Sword is scooting around. Does Sword have? He does not have a Paranoia up. So he's just kind of lurking around, trying to see if he can get a counter gank. Great supportive jungling by that. Just having his presence there. His carries know that they can be a little bit pushier, and Droid knows, hey, if I land a hook, then I'm gonna have some follow up. As the top lane, just two tanks beating each other up. We've got let's see what's gonna happen. There's a root. Wow, a lot of damage coming out from Vrail. He's starting to get moving. He's gotten a bit of a micro buy. I'm really curious to see where he's going to go once he gets that first major item. As there goes the Paranoia onto the Aphelios, flashing out. Droid on a rampage. I don't know whether I'm happy or sad that there's a 4-0 Nautilus on the table, but we'll have to see.
As a support, man, there's nothing better than accidentally stealing the kill with Ignite and being able to say, that one actually wasn't on purpose. It's not like I autoed or threw a Q out late or anything like that. It's how it works out sometimes. But Wally, with that Rift Herald, needs to do something. The timer's almost up, and plates have less than a minute left on him as well. Something has to happen, or that whole take is just not worth. I was hoping he would have just walked in the lane when he was hovering down there when he canceled that elastic slingshot and dropped it, gotten a charge up a few plates. Now he's going to put it down. It'll get 2 plates before they expire, but all that gold's going to go on him and not into the Aphelios' pocket, who is who we really need to scale right now. And is he? Okay, he was in range for local gold. Good. Nice. It would have been very troll if that charge got off and nothing happened.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a little bit of a push just to try and alleviate pressure on the bot side.
Yeah, and he's expired in like 5 seconds anyway.
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, I gotta use it or else I lose it. As we have the Infernal Drake up as well, and it looks like Holy Grail is going to be positioning to take it. We may see our first big team fight right here, right now.
Yeah, Droid's like, I'm 4-0 right now. I'm walking right in here, and Luciv caught way out.
Wow, Luciv goes down almost immediately, and it looks like, will he get him? Yes, they will. They're able to drop Wally as well. He does have the passive, so let's see if Braille can play a little bit of defense. He is not able to do. Toasty gets reset number 1. He's going to be pushing. And then on the other side, Braille finally going down as Sandy Snake gets that kill, and there is the ulti. That's going to be an Infernal Drake as well as 4 kills on the side of BCC. Well done, Infernal Drake. Drake number 2 for that team.
Respectfully, that was some of the worst positioning I've ever seen in a TCL team fight. What on earth was Luciv doing there? Did he not see Droid calmly walking towards him? I mean, the now 5-0 Nautilus is extremely tanky with his Mythic already finished. That was the easiest play of his life, walking up there without Flash. What did he expect was going to happen? His entire team had already fallen back. That was ridiculous. Bush making the hero play on the Karma, trading his life for the life of the jungler ultimately didn't matter because Sandy was able to clean up on the backside and make sure Varel didn't get out. And that well-timed rocket from Toasty, finishing everybody else off. That was a decisive victory for BCC there, and something that they needed to continue rolling on this game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Toasty getting kills. He needs those kills. He needs to get going. He needs to snowball. And he was able to do what Jinx does. He was able to hang out in the back line, swing away freely. And like you said, it all started with the play from Droid. Droid able to catch Luciv out. His team immediately capitalizes. Sandy Snake causing chaos, pushing Grail out. Grail, to his credit, doing a great job as we see a 3-person gank top lane flashing out from the Scion. He is a beefy boy. He is under turret. I think he's going to be just fine. Yeah. But he does have the flash. That's Paranoia down. Silas is top. Are they going to go for Rift Herald as Holy Grail pushing the mid? That's actually an objective bounty. Ooh, interesting.
Objective bounty and first turret.
Nice, and mid turret. Incredible vision that they are not only claiming, but they are taking it away, as we could potentially see an engage going in. Wally Warp in the middle of the team, taking up all the different damage. Grail knocking Swordmaster out of the fight. Dredgeline goes down, hits 2, but Autopsy and Swordmaster already down. Luciv swinging away, getting Autopsy down, and it looks like Holy Grail is going to be able to take down this Rift Herald. So they get mid turret, a couple kills, and now the Rift.
They open up the map, got first turret gold, objective bounty gold, a couple of kills on the back end, and sharing on top is this Rift Herald. Good spark, sign of life from them. Tiny Rex was doing his job about not dying. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, he's gonna die. He doesn't have flash. They're gonna be able to just beat him up unless the rest of his team can get there to help him out. They are there, Elusive and Bush League, trying to keep him alive. It's gonna be close. There goes Droid, but he is shut down.
600 gold shutdown onto the Zac. That could have been so much better. I was gonna say, who's this toasty kid? Droid is the carry in the bot lane for BCC, but just goes a little bit too deep and does manage to finish off the Ornn, gives his kill away over to the Zac. So you know what? We're calling that worth.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit worth. They definitely would have liked to on the Aphelios as the mid-inner turret goes down.
Oh, I'm saying worth for Droid. Worth for
Droid. Yeah, sure. Pretty cool. As Paranoia goes after, it's going to be jungler versus jungler. We've got a carry versus it, but the rest of his team is there. Swordmaster able to get the kill. Actually, Toasty gets that kill. Was that a long-range rocket?
Toasty on point tonight with his ults, doing really, really well. They've been some pretty straight line. No fancy predictions yet, but he is doing his job on the Jinx.
And it is, and this is officially a tri-cast as our producer coming in with his observations. Toasty with the long-range. As the long-range rocket. Oh, my bad.
It is one of my nightmares hearing Avarn whisper in my ears and nobody else can, so I'm just glad you're here with me, Jaws, to experience this at the same time.
I actually thought he was just like, you know how in podcasts you'll have like the producer randomly chime in and be like, oh, yeah,
he's just here.
I can confirm.
He's just the third set of eyes, and so we can tell him what to do, and he can say, yes, sir, when we ask for certain things on the cast.
I don't think that's how that works, but
I like. Well, he can't disagree with or he can't tell the audience he disagrees, so we'll just go with that.
That's very true. Yeah. So if for those of you that heard me say producer, that's why I was confused. I thought he was accidentally unmuted. I was wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, TCL production. Anyway, 1,000 gold lead on the side of BCC.
Doing a great job.
Back to the game. 1,000 gold lead on the side of B. Actually, even less than that. It is slowly, actually very quickly getting close. This is a tight game. We've got Jinx getting rolling. We've got decent gold differentials. Vrail coming out ahead, about 1,000 gold ahead. But we have, the real question is, can they pick off that Jinx? If Vrail gets one good snare on that Jinx, this fight is going to go horribly for BCC. Holy Vrail is going to run them over. That is the question. Just watch the Jinx. She dies, they win. She lives, they lose.
Yeah, Vrail's been pretty quiet so far this game. Haven't seen a lot out of him. Pretty much just doing his job. Oh, Sandy with the flash over the wall.
Wow, flashing in. He's totally misses his CC. He's going to go down. Wally Warp going in, knocking him out. They're going for the counter engage. There goes the Paranoia. Swordmaster, what? Vrail taking it in, and Elusive rolling down. They go for the flash snare. They're not able to get. Now, as I said, Jinx lives, they win. Jinx dies, they lose. If Jinx's entire team dies before she can do anything, they also lose, as it looks like it's going to be the first dragon for Holy Vrail. That was some serious ambition on the part of Sandy Snake and Swordmaster, as they basically rolled in and died.
Yeah, I mean, I would understand if that pick was on the Aphelios or the Lux, but getting the Karma out there, not necessarily the most impactful. The play makes sense, right? Like, you get in there, you engage, you lock somebody up to your damage. Zanya doesn't wait for your team to posture around, but Wally was able to get in position, ult when that Zanya's expired, ended up getting the kill himself, and he had passive, so when he got popped, he had time. His team did push forward and was able to survive, clean up the Drake. That is super critical. You still need time for the rest of your team to scale, and not being on Soul Point gives you a bit of breathing room. That's another 5 minutes where they don't have to worry.
That's a very good point, and also Aphelios really likes these longer fights. So him sitting in the back, Lux also loves those longer fights. So the more rotations Vrail is able to get off, and the longer they're able to stall this fight out, which they absolutely can with a beefy Zac Scion frontline with Karma shields and Karma speed. These fights are turning out really, really, really well for Holy Vrail, and BCC, they need a faster fight. We got to see a faster fight from them. If they don't get these faster fights, Lux is going to get another rotation, Aphelios is going to swing away for free, and it's going to get harder and harder for them to knock out this backline as Zac goes in. They're trying to get down an Ornn. It is an Ornn. He is snared. He is beefy. But there are three people, and he is on the wrong side of his turret, and he's just getting rolled down, trying to go for the turnaround kill. I don't know if he's going to get it. Will he get it? No, he will not. Karma Shield, Elusive, killing spree. So goes Elusive, so goes the team usually, and Elusive is looking pretty good at this point in the game. as we get a mid-turret. Paranoid going out onto Vrail. Vrail's able to back off, and it looks like maybe trading turrets? No, the wave was not kind to BCC as Holy Vrail takes out that top outer turret.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, right? So, yeah, by all means, the Orange should have been able to walk out there with his ult, peel it away. They already used their CC. He was going to be fine. But he goes for the kill on Aphelios and does manage to force his flash. But we have a scuffle in the bot side jungle.
Yeah, we do. That is BP Scion flashes out, getting chain CCs, gets hooked back in. He's getting very low. He is going to go down. Passive is up. Are they going to turn this one around? Toasty on a rampage as Bush League takes out Swordmaster. These supports are bloodthirsty. Good night.
Oh my god.
Woo! That's a Lux. Welcome,
Lux,
welcome to the game, Lux. Enjoy
yeah,
your
it's
stay.
nice to see
Toasty's
you.
life is going to be miserable.
Quiet 1 and 3, but does manage to get that shutdown there. Rick trading his life, but what was ultimately a very good turnaround for the side of Holy Grail. And they're going to go and start this Baron up here at 23 minutes.
Oh wow, that's some serious confidence. You see, there's the ward there. Whatever, we don't need to take that one down. Our pink ward is there, and if they try to fly us, we'll just kill them. As they're able to, they haven't quite taken the Baron down, and while he's taking a lot of damage, is this gonna be a smite fight? No, Nocturne is not in range. They need to get it though. There it is, they're able to grab it. Here comes the team fight, Paranoia coming in. This is going to be a bit of a brawl, but Grail sitting in the back, just slinging spells all day long. Swordmaster and Autopsy already down for BCC, and Droid is just running for his life. Toasty not even able to get into the fight, and Holy Grail looking really, really good as they look to pressure mid.
Yeah, it wasn't just Lux sitting in the back there. Felix tucked away in that top corner of the Baron pit, didn't get touched during that entire fight, had everybody sitting in front of him, was able to just pump out the damage. Even though that Baron took forever, the enemy champions, turns out, are quite a bit squishier.
That's very true, and see if we're going to get the inhibitor turret. They will in the walkout around the chompers, and that's a good point. Aphelios quietly just swinging away. It's easier to see the Lux because you see those big chunks of damage come out of like a Swordmaster who is... he's pretty much building damage at this point. I don't think he really has a lot of defensive stats. No, he doesn't.
No,
so he's
no,
just
he is so squishy at the moment. If he doesn't get the kill, if he does more than just pick somebody off on the sideline and change that fear into the rest of his damage, it's just not going to be good for him. Diving into the back line of this 5v5 team fight, as we said at the beginning, Vrail really just wants to front to back these as much as possible. Let the tanks disrupt. Let the carries do the deeps. And Nocturne is just not in a position to do much about that right now.
And that, yeah. Also, Swordmaster, right? Swordmaster, Sandy, and Toasty are all incredibly juicy targets for Vrail. So we'll have to see, can he get one of those pokes down before the fight? And who is he going to use his snare on? Because it looks like they're just aiming for him, and it just takes so much pressure off of Lucid, who's really swinging freely. And I'm going to be curious to see what the damage graphs are looking like moving forward, because while those big chunks are pretty impressive, all of those auto attacks really add up over the course of the game. Fight coming in, and Wally able to secure the dragon. Oh, Swordmaster, you do not have an escape route. See you later. Unstoppable Vrail. Youch. That Lux is looking good. They may need to ban it game 2, but here we go. Another fight coming in. Zach
He's excited.
Oh, Jinx, are we going to see the resets? I think we are. But can he go? Does he have any other targets? I don't know if he does. It's just a Scion zombie. So they lose Swordmaster. It's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of BCC. Things are swinging around. I thought Holy Grail was going to run away with this one, but BCC hanging in there, and they do have that late game Jinx.
Yeah, I mean, this is the chaos that we all know and love that happens with TCL games. Holy Grail got the Drake. Great for them. 2-2 on that Drake count. But on the team fight at the back end, they did a bit more front to back. And the Jinx just got that first reset, man. It was able to shred through everything else. Kraken Slayer into Lord Doms means that even these tanks aren't going to be too tanky.
And that's a very good point in terms of... You're making a lot of good points today.
Hey, thanks, man.
I tried. Yeah, that's good. That's why we pay you the big bucks. So the front
wait, you're getting paid for this? A-Barn. A-Barn, sir?
Wait, you're getting paid for this? Hold up. The front line actually got deleted. That they were two of those kills on the side of Holy Grail. So when the Scion and the Zac went down, there was really nothing stopping the Jinx from just walking up and beating them up. And the Luciv, Rail, Bush League, they're gonna melt on Jinx rockets. So we'll have to look at that front line and see how long will Tiny Rick and Wally last, and also are they going to be able to itemize in a way that they're not going to just get melted.
Yeah, I mean, this has been, in my opinion, just a battle of the supports. Look at their kills on each team, right? I mean, 6 and 1 on Droid, 5 and 4 on the Karma, but kill participation-wise, 16 kills. One support has 14, the other has 16, 100% KP from Bush League. He is everywhere his team needs him to be. And while that's easy enough to do on the Karma, right? You just do the Mantra E, give your whole team the speed up and the shield. He has still been everywhere he needs to be for each of these fights. Yeah, now, if only he didn't steal so many kills from Luciv.
What?
Now, if only he didn't steal so many of those kills from Luciv.
Yeah, that's the tough part. On the one hand, go bloodthirsty supports carry the game. On the other hand, please get your AD carry some items. Yeah. That would be
Luciv
great.
Being the man who introduced me to this game, I have stolen my fair share of kills from him. So all I can say is, go Bush League, go.
Go Bush League, go indeed. As we see a 3,000 gold league opening up for Holy Grail. BCC hanging in there though. 2 dragons each. Toasty's got, let's see what he's got. He's got his
he's farming like a monster right now.
He
doing
truly
a great
is.
job keeping out of the curve.
Good point. Almost 100 farm? Wow.
Yeah, almost
ahead.
about 75 farm ahead of his lane opponent right now.
Yeah, that's going to translate to about 3,000 gold.
I mean, that's why he has the full item up on the Aphelios at the moment.
Yup, that's going to do it. And we've got actually pretty even support gold. But, I mean, let's see. Silas getting pushed out by the Scion. Sion's starting to get that health starting to add up. And
yeah, it's interesting. We've seen a lot of just like 3v3s, 4v4s. We haven't seen a lot of true macro plays in that we're sending somebody to the sideline looking for the TPs mid. We obviously have Unleashed Teleport by this point, double that length in the game. And Nocturne with the global, not global.
Yeah, Paranoia coming in. Great hook by Droid. Able to knock Luciv out of the fight almost immediately. Wally Warp getting absolutely melted by Jinx rockets. The teleports coming in from mid. Wow, Toasty rolling up in there, exerting his presence. They're finally going to take this mid-outer turret down, and they're probably going to want more. Baron, perhaps?
I mean, absolutely. We were just saying that's a 3-item Jinx to the 2-item Aphelios with the Paranoia and the great dredge line from Droid onto the Aphelios, getting him picked off, making him a non-factor. This is the carry performance that we needed to see from Toasty if BCC wanted to win this game.
But Grail is still there. He is still Lux. He's gonna go try to beat him up. Maybe take the smite out of this fight and go into it. Ornn trying to go for it. He gets this. No, did he get the steal? Oh my God, he got the steal. That was insane. Grail was lining up for it, and Swordmaster going down. Vrail with the clutch Baron steal to maintain his team's lead. They're gonna go for a reset, and they're just going to continue to push and grow that lead. Wow,
yeah,
that's
the Diamond 1 IQ right there. We're talking about Jinx's 3 items. How about Lux's, huh? Got the Ludens, the Shadow Flame, and the Void Staff, but notably, Ornn just hit level 14. That means the upgrades are going to start coming in. I don't know what the upgrade to Kraken Slayer is called. Probably something ridiculous, but that is a lot of gold worth of free stats on Toasty. He's going to hurt even more in these fights. Oh, and there it is.
From Toasty. Oh,
Toasty on point with those Mega Death Rockets today.
Fair trade, asks Swordmaster. I don't know. That's a good question. Is it a fair trade? Because on the one hand, they got the Baron.
It depends what you do with it. It really does.
Isn't that true with life? It's not about the resources. It's what you do with them.
Yeah, it's not about the size of the neutral monster you kill. It's what you do with it, right? That's what we want them to tell us.
Oh, boy. Nope. Nope. Big fat lot of nope. Anyway,
the Baron is a giant worm.
Well, Rudy, it's been fun casting with you as Toasty is deleted and shut down.
And you know, wow, that just feels ADC, man. You can be as fed as you want, but that 3-item Lux is still going to make it hard for you to play the game.
Yeah, it really is, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what we saw in Game 1 of last week. I'm curious to see in Game 2 if we're going to see a Lux ban, because he is exerting his presence as only a Lux can do with that many items, 7, 1, and 6. Vrail just beating people up as bottom inhibitor goes down. They're going for the middle inhibitor, and BCC bleeding out.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, it's a little early to start talking about picks and bans for next game, in my opinion. I have a lot of analysis ready for that, though. Sandy doing well to not feed, as he always does, right? I mean, he's sitting 3-2 and 8, been where his team needs him to be, but hasn't had quite that pop-off, that carry, that we want to see from that caliber of a mid laner, right? I mean, he is the captain. Toasty doing a great job carrying his team through this, but we need to see some sparks from Sandy. You can't blame the man too much. He did have 4 bans go his way during the draft phase. Not necessarily on his #1 champion at the moment, but I'm excited to see if he can't do something and make the game a little harder for Vrail to play. Vrail, again, notably, level 17 right now. He is enormous.
Yeah, and he is the Toasty to Toasty's Aphelios. Almost 100 minions ahead. Toasty's 100 up on Luciv. Vrail about 100 up on Sandy Snake. And the person that I'm really watching for is Swordmaster. What really can he do? He's 1-7 and 8 right now. He's built almost all damage. He's walking into team fights and just getting exploded. It just seems like while he is a fantastic Nocturne player, he just seems a little bit out of his comfort zone and not able to do what he naturally wants to do, which is to get in the middle of a team fight and cause chaos.
Yeah, I mean, look at Toasty's recent buy, right? He finished the IE, obviously, but that is the starts, or that's the Hex Drinker, right? He's starting that Maw, so he doesn't have that constant pain that Vrail's all taking out 75% of his HP is. That's going to help a lot, hopefully enable him to keep going in these fights. And you know what? The 5-item Jinx is coming real soon here.
She certainly is. And something else that is coming every 30 seconds is Lux's final spark. So Lux is just going to be going fishing from here on out. And with 422 AP on top of that, yeah, I hope that Maw is enough. But
yeah, I love the Magi's purchase. The Magi's purchase is so fun.
Oh yeah, ultimate flex, 10 stacks on that Magi's. We will be doing Magi's watch.
Rick might be a little deep here though.
Oh, Sandy Snake knocking out Tiny Rick. The passive is coming in, but he's just a little sad zombie. He's gonna run away and die. So that's one of those 2 frontliners that we're watching for that are going to prevent Toasty from getting in there and doing work. Vrail continuing to go fishing. Toasty a little low as an engage comes in. Wally knocking him out with the ulti. Toasty's getting low. He gets popped. Justin E, no problem. Double kill onto Vrail. And Vrail is just going to walk backwards and say, thank you very much. That is 2 kills. Let's see what else we can get with it. I'm going to keep sieging.
Tiny Rick Scion might have
maybe not. They're going back.
Might have ultimately been unsuccessful at killing anybody, but notably what it did do and what we saw the effect of there was force out Toasty's flash. The Jinx can be as fed as she wants, but at the end of the day, immobile ADCs are gonna have a hard time when you have a Zac on top of you with DPS coming in from the back.
Oh, Wally with the cleanup, just a quick bounce. Great juke back from Droid, but unfortunately death is inevitable in that kind of a situation, just trying to buy time. And with the Aphelios, a lot of items, a lot of damage. That's going to be inhibitor number 3. They could keep rolling if they want to. I don't really know. I don't think they have a wave right now, so I think they're just going to back off, reset, and potentially go grab that Elder. Oh, no, it's not Elder yet.
That's triple inhib, going to go and match 3 Drakes to 3 Drakes. Get those supers rolling in. Yeah, not quite soul yet. That would just be 3 Mountain Souls, or 3 Mountain Souls instead of red.
Oh, right. Yep. I keep looking at I kept looking at BCC side, because yeah, BCC gets a steal. That's soul.
Absolutely. We'll see if Toasty can do the miracle again.
He could. He's pretty good.
It's very possible. He has been on point, but they have no vision out here. So he's going to and the deeps is just, it's coming in quick and fast. I don't think there's going to be a steal here. They're just stacking up those Drakes. Going to make that front line even beefier. 1 away for either side from getting that Mountain Soul shield. But they're running straight up to Baron here. They're going to rely on the supers pushing in every single lane to give them the space they need to work with so they can get the Baron and perhaps close out this game.
This is not the position BCC wants to be in. Vrail is just going to hang out on the outside, look for a snare, maybe look for a little bit of poke damage. They have to fight here, BCC, otherwise this game is over. As we see, fight coming in, a lot of damage coming in. Wow, that's going to be Nocturne with a double kill, gets the Aphelios. Toasty getting excited. Turnaround kill onto Swordmaster, who is going to get the Baron, though. Oh my god, Braille gets another Baron. Are you kidding me?
That's insane. And he's going to get away and keep his stacks and the Baron buff for his team. Braille is just making it so hard. Forget the battle of Toasty v. Luciv. This is Toasty v. Braille. Sandy Snake who? Luciv who? I mean, even if they had gotten that Baron, I don't think they would have had enough to end with those minions pressuring their base and all the structures that are still remaining for the side of Holy Braille. But the Baron takeaway, huge on part of Braille there to prevent them from pushing down, opening up their base, or opening up the red side base themselves.
And that was tragic for BCC. Swordmaster going in deep into the back line, making sure that he knocks Luciv out, but he unfortunately trades it with his life. Vrail, I believe, I'll have to check, I believe he flashed out of the pit, and he just sat there, slinging spells and just waiting for his moment.
That is exactly what happened.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the mirrored stopwatch and Zonias from the two carries on the side of Holy Grail to avoid the Ornhorn. Didn't want to get the stack, didn't want to get knocked up, but that allowed BCC to walk in a position on top of the carries. They had nowhere to go. Luciv without flash, sitting duck in that pit. There's only so much you can do when you have all of them diving on top of you. Jinx with that Runeans just pelting you down. Vrail with the steal though, keeping it in. Man, what a game this is. I never thought I'd say this, but kind of miss A-Barn shot calling in a game. This is not to be toxic, but a bit of a sloppy game from either side. Massive swings in either direction. We see a 5k gold lead, but at this point, everybody has the items that they should need. It's just going to be a matter of who can execute better.
Man, Rudy, the problem is when you say not to be toxic, but that's pretty much.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of exactly how
probably going to be toxic.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah,
as a resident toxic player,
I see.
I have to say that for deniability's sake, but everybody knows what I mean.
I see. As an expert in toxicity, as a League of Legends player,
I mean, I'm no total, but I have my moments.
Got it. Yeah, hey, everybody has those moments in League of Legends. It's just one of those games. As bottom inhibitor may potentially go down halfway. Nope. They're just going to hang back. They're not really in a rush, though. They got the Baron. They are very, very fed. And they're just going to keep cruising. Let's see where Wally's going to look for the engage as Dredgeline goes down onto Luciv. Here comes the Paranoia once again on Luciv. That's a very large Karma Shield. Gets exhausted, gets knocked back. Rail knocking it out. Toasty on a killing spree, gets the reset. He's going to continue to push in. Second Dredgeline does not land. We've got it looks like a tank battle in the top lane. Sion continuing to pressure the middle, the middle inhibitor, and despite all of that, there's the snare, there's the beat up, flash hook comes in, Droid trying to sacrifice his life for the reset. I think it's gonna work. First reset goes down for Toasty, he gets the double kill, and he's going to roll through this fight. The base is in shambles, but BCC certainly has not given up 3 or 1 in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you noticed there, but Luciv flashed into the middle of them.
Swordmaster. Nice.
Oh, good. Sword managed to chase it down to Zach, and Sandy just slowly whittling away at Tiny Rick here. He does have ultimate. Let's see if he can curve it around. Yeah, he's out. I mean, that's good. And as we just mentioned, they have so many structures up, and with those inhibs down, they're not actually going to lose too much, but they will gain the inner track to get this Mountain Soul. And that, plus all of the Ornn items, which have now fully come in one level ago at 17, that is a lot of stats on the side of BCC to perhaps cleanly win a team fight and close out this fiesta of a 40 thus far minute game.
Yeah, 71,000 to 73,000 gold. At this point, the gold is starting to matter less and less as more and more items are completed and there are less and less item slots to fill. Holy Braille looking. BCC has positional priority.
Gone. It's gone. Jinx is going to kill it so fast. Luck still.
There it is. Oh. Okay. Woo.
There we go. We got a smite.
Swordmaster
no,
says, don't worry, guys. Wasn't Swordmaster the Steel King? Wasn't that kind of his thing? Is he the one I'm thinking of, where he would always steal absolutely everything?
I'll just put a quick chat on that. We can update it if so. But Sword proving that, hey, I might not get a kill every time I ult, but at least I can smite that last dragon.
Well, it's a lot easier to smite when you're alive. So in that case, Swordmaster being alive, able to smite a lot better. As we see,
You know, that is top tier analysis right there. That is
who'd have thunk?
Not me, man. Not me.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, turns out, I don't know if you knew this, you can't smite when you're dead.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, can't smite from the grave.
Okay, Wally positioning pretty far ahead here. Baron gonna spawn in less than a minute. Are we gonna see a team fight that finally closes out this game? I sure don't know.
I'm not sure. That's a good question, and I think it's really going to be up to Braille. They have pretty much total priority. Top outer is still up, so the minion waves are just getting pushed back repeatedly. We're seeing Toasty trying to clean up that wave, do a little maintenance, but this is where tower management is really hurting BCC, or the lack thereof. They weren't able to get top outer down. They weren't able to get as many inners. They got mid outer and inner, which is great, but not getting those towers down means that those waves are going to be resetting and constantly pushing them back. They're going to have to keep dealing with it as the dredge line goes down, forces out the ulti from Tiny Rick. We'll have to see if that's going to factor in the fight, and it looks like it's going to be Baron for the win. Who will win the smite fight? Level 17,
my money's on
or a Braille. Oh, no.
Oh, I mean, there you go. You broke some of the Mountain Drake or the Mountain Soul shields. Good job, good job. Okay. Poking out Sandy a bit. Even with the double, I guess, let's see, how many heal cuts do they have? 2 Thorn Mails, a Morello, and a Chemtech to make sure everybody who doesn't have Grievous Wounds also has it. So Sandy's going to have trouble healing up. That is a lot of money invested to heal cut. I don't know. I probably would have preferred to see a Randuin's out of Wally here. Be a bit more effective against the Jinx when you have the Karma to shield your entire team and give you heal cuts. But we won't worry too much about itemization right now. There's far too much else to criticize.
I'm actually not seeing. I might be misreading some of these items. I see Maw. Maw's got a little bit of Omnivamp. I'm trying to see if there is a lot of,
Silas has a lot of inherent healing in his kit, which is who I have to assume they are buying it for. Beyond that, though, that's a lot of money spent on healing reduction. But we shall see. Oh, also we see the Keystone build out of Bush, really pushing for that vision. It does have a 109 vision score, highest in the game, but at this point, if you're a support and your vision score isn't that high, then you haven't been playing much of the game. We are 45 minutes in.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It looks like Zach is going in, or he's sitting around that flank. Once again, Vrail always fishing. Fisherman Vrail. Fisherman Lux. She is an expert. She is a professional.
I don't know. I'm gonna call Nautilus the fisherman with that hook he's throwing out. He's had a couple of key plays this game that have really made the difference. Although ultimately it seems like we're at the same point now as we were 10 minutes ago.
Yup. I think both of these teams are trying to figure out how they want to win, and they haven't quite decided yet. We could go for Baron. We could push a tower. We could not. I don't know. Looks like Vrail is, Holy Vrail is trying to push mid-turret down as they get a little bit of damage. Wow, a lot of damage onto Droid. He's going to have to back off on that. I'm curious what they're going to do with it.
It poked him out a bit, but he's still going to be able to do his job, which at this point is send that ult onto one of the carries. And I'm sure Final Spark will be up here in a second.
Yeah, every 30 seconds. Actually, let's see if that's lower
now. With all the CD up.
Yep, it is almost exactly 30, so we'll have to see. I think 10 seconds at this point. Watching that cooldown go way down. And we're seeing some pings from BCC. It looks like they want to try and force something at Baron. There is a ward there. Did they catch it? I don't think they did.
With the backs from the side of Holy Grail, they essentially gave up all positioning on this. Rick is in here. Can he buy time for his team to catch up? They're peeling off of Baron, looking for the team fight. Is Rick caught out?
Ooh. Droid going very low. Rick not caught out, able to walk in, walk out. He's a beefy boy. How much HP does he have at this point? Was it like 4,000? Yeah, 4,800, almost 5,000 health at this point. And despite a really good position from BCC, they're not able to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the objectives are going to die so fast, but it's much more about winning the fight that either precedes or follows. It looks like, with that in mind, Elder Drake is the focus, as that's going to give you the edge, the 10% HP execute threshold, to really, hopefully, clean up one of these fights and bust down that Nexus.
Holy Grail in a perfect position to finish off this game. The base is completely open on the side of BCC. this fight could decide it. It looks like Vrail made the call. I don't actually know who's making calls on the side of Holy Vrail. I'm just going to guess he's 9-1. Probably going to know how to win a game. Zach getting jumped on by Sandy Snake. He's going to walk away. And he's getting melted down, but
he'll get out. He'll get out
He'll
eventually.
be fine. He's Zach. That's what he does.
He will have to back. Okay, I was going to say, Wally, you cannot back here. The Drake is spawning, and with all of the damage from those items, oh my gosh, Sandy's back on him.
Is that the plan? Are they saying, Sandy, I want you to just make Wally's life miserable. Keep him off of this dragon. Let the Jinx free swing. And Holy Vrail, they need to do something sooner rather than later. And it looks like they got some speed boost rolling.
Drake started up.
Bounce going on onto Vrail. Drake is started up. Dredgeline goes down onto Vrail. Droid immediately flashes out. Will they, won't they? Who knows at this point? Zach, there they will. Zach going in, getting low, getting knocked down. Great Ornal catches 3 people and a lot of backline swinging. Deep dive from Swordmaster, shutting down Vrail, but a counter shutdown from Luciv. Luciv swinging
Filio's still in this fight.
He is still up. Quadra kill from Luciv. Is he going to do it? No,
Sandy's backing to get ready to defend. Run it down mid. It is 3-1 here. They managed to get on Vrail, but ignored Defilios despite the 4-man Ornhorn knockup. They split that fight enough for the Holy Vrail to win that. Push it down mid, end this game. You have Elder, and those respawn timers have a good 30 seconds left on them. That should be game 1, and after a near 50-minute fight, what a scrappy game this was. Holy Vrail takes the first one, and man, am I excited for a game 2.
Wow, that was so go Luciv, so goes the game. And despite a great pickoff from Swordmaster, getting into the back line, getting a double kill, it's the Luciv show. Luciv swung freely. I believe they were able to get an early pickoff on Toasty. And Luciv did what Luciv does. That experience really paying off.
Yeah, I guess after being target practice for the Nautilus the entire game, he decided to start playing his own game. Let's see if the post-game stats are going to work for us today. It seems like they might not, but if I had to guess, I think that Vrail did the most damage, followed pretty closely by Toasty on that Jinx. Vrail with the poke is going to out-damage, but man, that Jinx. Toasty did his absolute best to make his presence known during that game. Riot, thank you so much for gifting us with this incredible game and the flawless client that never fails to disappoint.
Glorious client. Actually, I'm wondering if we leave and rejoin, we might be able to actually.
Oh, we don't need the graph. We can look at the numbers there. Just imagine them as bars.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
And assume who the champion is, I guess.
13, 7, and 12.
That's Toasty, I think. Should be.
Yeah.
Is it Toasty or yeah? Because Vrail didn't die that much.
That was Toasty. Yeah,
Toasty with the 57 damage.
Number one.
And then Vrail over there at I think Vrail was the 9-3 then at 36 or yeah. Yep. And then so I was way off. And then Aphelios following with the 30 or the 43,000 damage. Battle of the ADCs, which if a game gets to 50 minutes, that's who you expect to be doing the carrying. Great job all around is what I want to say, but honestly that game was just one messy fight after another. In the end, though, Holy Vrail managed to pull it out. And what do we expect to see from game 2?
Oh, your guess is as good as mine, but I think the big thing that BCC is going to have to do, they cannot have Toasty be the only carry. Toasty was 57,000 damage. The next highest damage was Sandy with 24,000, whereas the damage was much more evenly distributed on the side of Holy Vrail with Luciv coming in the clutch. The big thing was those team fights, right? Luciv played that last team fight as well as he possibly could and carried the fight, even with Vrail going down well. Swordmaster did his job. He went in, he assassinated, and it wasn't enough. They weren't able to knock out both carries, whereas Toasty explodes, there goes the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I think obviously we need some adjustments in terms of the pick ban, right? The 4 bans on Sandy ended up hurting so much. I don't expect Vrail to change up their ban strategy too much, although with the inability to first pick that Zac, as I think they did, if I recall. Is that what happened? I think they first picked the Zac, right? Took it away from Sword.
Away, yeah.
Yeah, so are they going to end up throwing a ban at that, Zach, and drop one of either Corki or Victor? If so, they need to snap it up. They need to get Sandy on one of the control mages that are his bread and butter, are his tried and true, so he can help Toasty out a little bit and not leave the weight of the world on that poor AD carry shoulders.
Well, we will have to see what all of that happens on the back of this break. Don't go anywhere.
Legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll rot into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs. The scars collected all their lives. When everything's lost, they pick up their hearts and avenge defeat. Before it all starts, they suffer through harm just to touch a dream. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. When the world is calling out your name, begging you to fight. Pick yourself up once more. Pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die when the world is calling you. Can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die, they become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome back to week 2, day 1 of season 4 of TCL. We have BCC. I'm going to use my cheat sheet because I forgot the name. Burnt Circuit Cleanup. There we go. I totally did not cheat on that one. Versus Monty Pantheon and the Holy Grail. Monty Pantheon and the Holy Grail taking game 1 against the Burnt Circuit Cleanup. Unfortunately, their woes continue. Will they turn it around? Rudy, that was a lot.
That was a
To
fun
put it
one.
simply.
I tell you what, that was a fun one. Not what I expected. You know what? First of all, shout out to Toasty. I cannot think of too many times that game where he was out of position, not like some of the glaring positioning mistakes that Luce was making that really made that game difficult for Vrail to come back on. But Vrail, man, what a reverse carry performance there, matching up to Toasty's steals, objective for objective, and the Lux damage just allowing them to stay in that game, and even after losing the team fight, stealing that Baron, not once, but twice, to make sure that their base didn't get torn apart. What a game one that was. And man, I'm excited for game two. What do you expect to see, or what do you want to see out of these teams as we get into it?
I don't know. They kind of gave us everything in game one. We saw it all. We saw bloody skirmishes bot lane. We saw tanks slapping each other top lane. We saw jungle ganks. We saw failed ganks. We saw successful ganks. We saw Baron steals. We saw mid lane stealing Baron. We saw an AD carry stealing Baron. I mean, I don't know how they can top that one. And frankly, BCC is going to have to, because despite their best efforts, they were on the losing end. And while they did a great job of kind of stopping the bleeding, and they were, I said it in game one, they were literally bleeding out, all three inhibitors down.
Mm-hmm.
They made a comeback and they just could not finish it.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And something that I think is going to be critical this game is, if you think about it, BCC has lost 3 games in the past 24 hours in this league. They need to find a way to turn this around for themselves and pull a victory out of the ether. It's not easy. As one of the sole participants in this league who had an entire season without a single game win, let alone a series, I know exactly what it's like to be in this position. But gosh, I am cheering for them so hard that they do not see the mistakes of my past, and they're able to pull something out here. Keys to victory for the side of BCC. Personally, I want to see Swordmaster on something that can engage, but on more of a tank. Him on that full damage Nocturne, he was effective. He killed the carries a few times, but through the early to mid game, his level 6 plays didn't make that much of an impact.
Yeah, I thought the Nocturne, he did his best, and I said it in that last fight, he did a good job. You could make an argument, and I think that was the hard part about battling Holy Vrail in their team comp. He kind of had to pick one. And interestingly, Holy Vrail actually kind of had a 2-3 split in their team fights. A lot of times they would have their backliners doing some work, and they did a really great job of actually spacing Vrail and Luciv apart, so they couldn't just pile damage on top of one of them. And that's what we saw in that last fight. So
Yep.
if Swordmaster can get something that is a little bit beefier, I totally agree. Maybe something that can gank a little bit more effectively earlier. He actually did a good job ganking early, pre-6 as Nocturne, but it's still Nocturne. He built damage. He's a little bit more of a bruiser tanky bro. And while like I said it before, he's a great Nocturne player, but
Yep.
I'm not quite sure that's what his team needs right now. The other thing that I really want to look at is Sandy
Mhm.
Snake. What can they get
100%.
him on? Honestly,
100%.
I'm kind of curious. Unless Malzahar is hot garbage in season 12, which he may very well be. That was kind of one of his clutch picks in the previous thing. Great wave clear, great push. The spell shield is awesome. So I'm curious to see, but I would expect Braille's not going to get Lux again. There's no way they can give him Lux. That was
So
just
what ban do you
insane.
drop for the Lux then? If I recall correctly, they
Uh-huh.
banned the Leona, the
It was Vel'Koz, Leona,
Vel'Koz.
Galio.
Yep, and the Galio, exactly. So do you let Bush play one of those tanks he's a bit more comfortable on? Galio, obviously, great in coordinated team play like this, right? You have a ton of CC you bring to the bot lane in the 2v2, and additionally, you walk right out of the river and you can ult mid to 3-man gank the mid laner, bring them a bit of that bot lane action. Show them what it feels like to have 4 people turn up in your lane without warning.
Yeah,
But we
that's
start
always
off
fun.
exactly how we did last time with the Fiddle, the Vel'Koz, respect banning out those one tricks from either side, but hopefully we switch something up.
But an important note is that on the blue side, Holy Grail has effectively 4 bans. They can ban 3 out, and then they can grab whatever they want. So if BCC doesn't want Wally on Zac again, they're also going to have to burn a ban
Yep.
on that. And that means they can potentially give Bush League exactly what he wants. And let's not forget, we were talking about the carries, all the damage, great numbers. Droid and Bush were just on fire.
And they had half of the kills pre 20 minutes on
They
that team.
did.
It was crazy. And
They did
again,
everything.
I think we called it out at like 28 minutes or so. The sports respectively had like 90%, 100% kill participation. It was insane what they were doing. And as I said, exact same bands. You got to keep the Corky up. You got to keep the Victor. Both of those champions, ridiculously powerful in the current meta. And in the hands of somebody like Sandy, no disrespect,
There it
Vrail,
is.
but that Victor can do a lot of damage when piloted correctly. Back to the tried and true. I guess we took away the Lux. We're going to have to see Vrail on something different.
Sword,
But
take Zach.
Bush
Just
League,
take
taking Droid's Nautilus.
Just take Zach. Sword. Just take him. Just get your
Yeah.
pocket pick. Something that we always, I don't know if we talk about it as much, is the fact that when you're not a professional player and
Yes.
everybody isn't playing, 95 to 99% perfectly, comfort is king. And that's where Holy Vrail got
There
into
it is.
trouble last season. There's the Zach. Swordmaster says, just give me my guy. I know how to play him incredibly well. And comfort really is king. Toasty did a great job on the Jinx. Absolutely. Let's get it to him again. And now I want to know what Vrail's going to pick. And
Ooh.
I don't know if he's going to be as effective. We'll have to see.
We will. I'm excited to see what he pulls out next. The Poppy can go jungle or top. I'm calling that a jungle Poppy then.
That's Jungle Poppy, yep.
Which, we saw the best jungler in the league, Spurg, pilot to great efficacy last week. I'm excited to see Wally play. Another champion, I haven't seen him on a ton. As I said, I typically see him on those like 80 bruiser types. But you know what? Perhaps likely will go the Divine Sunderer build, a little bit tankier. You're going to stop some of those bounces, those jumps, can completely shut down the Zac on his engages. Love the Poppy there.
Oh, boy.
And we're going to get the same Scion Ornn snooze fest in the top lane. I guess they said, you know what? This worked for both of us. We were able to do our job. And yeah, going to get that repeat performance out of Rick and Autopsy.
Yeah, both top laners did fine. They did their job, and that's all you can really ask out of the top laners. The thing the reason why I made that face was, Sandy, are you really sure you want to go into a second wave of bans without picking your carry after getting 4 thrown at you? Are you really sure you want to give Ornn as a zillion gets banned away? Sandy.
There's a lot to be said, as you were just saying, about playing what you're comfortable on, making sure you have a champion that you like. But a lot of these mid laners, a lot of these, I'm not going to say better than me players, but players that are better than me care a lot about that counter pick. And with that Aphelios ban, what are we going to see Luciv fall to? I know he loves Kai'Sa, but I think the only valid build on Kai'Sa right now is the APW one. And while it can definitely do the damages, I'm not sure if that's what they want to go, considering Vrail is also going to play something AP. But perhaps they put Luciv on the Kai'Sa and also pick Irelia. Depends how he likes his matchup into Sandy Snake, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like I stand corrected. They only banned the Zillion, which means that, what do we got? 1, 2, 3 bans against Sandy. One for Sword, and then probably one that Lulu's against Droid. So unless Lulu's top now, and I have no idea how this game works. Actually, wait, no, Lulu used to be top, or Lulu jungle. I don't know. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah, it's the Lulu. They banned out Droid's Lulu. Spirit is famous for playing Lulu, mostly mid lane, kicking Abarn's butt. But Droid historically has also been a great enchanter player. Picks up the Soraka. Oh my god. Oh my god. We have a Draven in TCL, boys. Get those fingers typing in chat. Tell me how excited you are to see Luciv pop off and or potentially feed his face off.
Wow. Okay. Bot lane's gonna be fun. Something. Okay.
I hope so.
Ooh, a Cassio. Ooh, all right. Let's see it. So we've got, was that a Seraphine mid? Yep, Seraphine mid, and then a Draven Nautilus. Holy, level 2, Batman. That is gonna be scary. Especially against Soraka. Ooh.
I kind of hate that. I don't know how you feel about, but the last 2 picks there, the Seraphine and the Draven, man, maybe they prove me wrong, and this turns out to be just an absolute stomp, but Draven, known obviously for those hard-hitting axes early game and ability to snowball with all that extra gold he gets from the Adoration passive. But putting Vrail and Seraphine in the mid lane means they're going to sacrifice a lot of the damage that they had coming out of that Lux in order to play a more supportive role and really enable Luciv on the Draven to be the carry this game. He showed that he could at 50 minutes. Let's see if he can get it rolling a bit sooner this time to give his team a chance at success.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a lot more damage out of Vrail. That is what he did. He fired off the snares. He was poking left and right. It was exactly the kind of champion that he plays. That is what Vel'Koz does. Vel'Koz pokes, he pops, and he blows you up. And Lux does the exact same thing. They both do it from range. Seraphine, as you mentioned, a lot more utility and can bring a lot to the table, but not in the same play style that Vrail is. That being said, he's a Diamond 1 player, so he probably knows what he's doing, but it's almost like they traded win conditions with BCC from game 1, right? Where it's like, so goes Draven, so grows the team, because I don't really see... I mean, Seraphine's damage output is okay.
Yeah, it's not nothing, but look at these two team comps. Tell me, this game gets to 35-40 minutes. Which team is going to do better? It's the team with the Cassiopeia, the double, like, Uber tanks, and the Jinx. Not to mention the Soraka, giving them all just triple health bars. I really hate this draft out of Vrail. My God, I think that the side of BCC are sitting in the driver's seat right now, and it's going to be on them to not int early, not let this Draven snowball, and be able to cruise to a pretty decisive victory. I mean, that's a lot to say this early, seeing we're 2 minutes out of getting into the game, but I don't know. Tell me your thoughts.
You want to bet on it? You seem pretty committed. All right, cool. What do you want to bet?
I bet...
We don't condone betting except when it's fun. It doesn't involve money.
That if Draven isn't 10-0 or doesn't have 10 kills by 10 minutes, I don't know, man. I'll sub to this channel.
You'll sub to TCL? Can we?
I will sub to TCL's official Twitch, which everybody in the chat should do as well, if Draven isn't 10-0 and they somehow manage to win this game.
We don't have subs turned on.
Okay, turns out we don't have subs turned on. My bad, Abarn. I was trying to hype you guys up, get the promotions going, but I don't know. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me how this comp succeeds without the Draven snowballing out of control, which is something that they should be able to control.
I'm right there with you. I'm just forcing you to double down on your 10-0 in 10 minutes, because that's a little ambitious. I don't know if he needs that many kills in that short amount of time, but he certainly needs to bully the lane. Jinx, Toasty, and Droid should not go near the wave. They should not be able to go near the wave. He should be absolutely up at least double-digit CS at that point. I would say 10, 20, 30, 20 to 30 at least. That's where it's going to go. I'm going to nitpick the Soraka pick a little bit. I really like it. I think it's really cool. Karma was wide open. I'm kind of surprised he didn't grab it. That's my only minor nitpick that would have taken this team, the team comp from on the side of BCC from really good to that's going to be a rough one for Vrail. That being said, right, you can never count out a Soraka who can just press R and just have a don't die button. The Wombulance is real, and I agree with you. I'm a little unpleasantly surprised that Vrail is not grabbing a carry like Seraphine is a lot more of a utility carry, not the kind of damage that Lux brings to the table, and I really think it's gonna come back to bite him.
To make it even worse, he didn't even go Draven. He went Santa Draven. How are you supposed to win without the Draven skin? That makes absolutely no sense to me.
These are the questions we need to be asking, right?
No, right?
Team comps, whatever, throw it out the window. Why is he not picking the right skin?
I know for a fact he has
a travesty.
That skin.
Yeah,
I know for a fact. Okay, a little bit of a taunt battle in the middle. Classic 5-point. We'll see if anybody puts down an early ward. Bush warded his own try, protecting against late invid. Gunna back for the sweeper. Easy peasy stuff we see. Sandy, notably, took heal in his lane, not teleport. So we do have an extra teleport on the side of Holy Vrail. not an easy team comp to say to say shortly. So we're just going to abbreviate to Holy Grail each time. So the heal to the TP there, going to enable a bit more macro play, but I'm sure Sandy's going to be absolutely fine, as well as the exhaust on Toasty to Bush's Ignite. The heal obviously being taken by the Soraka, who's going to buff that heal up even more.
That makes a lot of sense with the Draven. He's almost purely auto attack based. He's got that window. Drop the exhaust on him in a fight, and I actually really like Jinx. And he's kind of forced into specific positionings, as we see Wally's starting on the blue side, and we're going to have both junglers starting top side.
Going to get early prio, early push out of Holy Grail's side here. Elusive already getting those stacks off. I do shout out to Lemon, one of the best guys, one of the best Soraka players on this server, being represented in the TCL right here by Droid, hoping he does him justice.
I mean, I hope he does too. The Soraka's great, especially when their biggest win condition was keeping Toasty alive. Both of them are low mobility carries. Cassio and Jinx don't have a lot of mobility. Cassio actually gets a little bit of speed, but nothing compared to, you know, a hypermobile. And she doesn't. Well, I guess she's got it. She's got the counter engage. That's the thing I'm really curious about is how are they going to do if they get run down? Because that is the one thing that Holy Grail does incredibly well, is they have the Scion, and they're able to really run things down and set up with the pick.
Yeah, I mean, they got the early push there, and everybody watching at home noticed that is how you respect the level 2. Did you see how far back they were sitting? Because the Draven Nautilus obviously had the early wave control there, and they weren't able to, I don't know, say, blow the flash on the Enchanter support. Droid, having done it to Bush League himself, knows what's up.
Yeah, that's like I said, Holy level 2 Batman. You need to that's a win. That is a 100% win for Draven and Nautilus. No way Jinx and Soraka, unless there is a catastrophic failure on the side of Elusive and Bush League. Considering the caliber of player there, I don't see that really happening. So it's nice of them to do it, but credit to Toasty, keeping up in farm. And here comes Swordmaster. What's he gonna do?
Sword there to help alleviate some of the pressure that this high kill lane can have, or high pressure kill lane can have on his bot lane early, but Wally perhaps sniffing out or wanting to do a bit of the same himself.
Yeah, perhaps. We'll have to see. And Bush League taking a little bit of poke, is able to put the shield down. Wally's sitting there, maybe wanting to make something happen. Gets the knockover. There's the flash, counter flash from Toasty, so they're able to get the AD carry. Flash, and Wally's probably going to return for the gank, and he's going to go for a little stroll at the enemy jungle.
Sword does get spotted out there. He knows that he just took that crab. Up 2 camps. Both junglers have spent a lot of time bot here. Wally just going to get the recall off, run back towards his top side, and perhaps hope to get that crab. Top lane early, going in the favor of Scion early, but I believe we saw some of the same. That's why Autopsy had the early back, if you recall. Rick going to push this under turret. Hope he can farm it up well. And yeah, just continue as it's going. Does look like Zach is going to be able to double scuttle the Poppy, though. Put him a bit behind in terms of experience. Zach, again, we talked about it before, going to bring a ton of disruption front line to the table, this time piloted by Sword. We'll see how effective he can be on it versus the wall or versus the Poppy. But as called out in both Champ Select and in the Twitch chat, playing Zach into Poppy when both junglers are present in the fight, not a fun thing to do.
No, it certainly is, especially when they hit 6. As Swordmaster getting caught out, has to use his Elastic Slingshot to get away. Not the way he wants to be using that Slingshot. He wants to be getting in there, causing havoc, getting kills. But that is actually something that we didn't really talk about, is the interaction between the Poppy Sia Hammer and the Zac Engage. Because that's actually going to be the interaction that I'm really excited about in these fights.
Yeah. Can we take let's call out the bot lane farm difference at 5 minutes real quick.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for there, right? 20, what did I say, 20, 30 ahead? It is 5 minutes in, they're 20, 30, they're 20 ahead. It's the way you want to be on Draven.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Jinx went back and bought the Cull, expecting to just farm it up in this lane. If they're doing it correctly, they're going to be playing it as safe as possible, not letting this Draven snowball in the slightest, giving it so much respect. Just wait for them to push the wave into them, farm it up as best as possible under turret.
They will, and they will try. They will do their best, and that's where I go back to the Karma. I would have liked a Karma in this lane, so then she's
bit
got
more
a
pressure,
little bit
yeah.
more harass, a little bit more. It also protects the Jinx because she can shield Jinx as Toasty walks up to farm. He knows he's going to take harass, and those shields. While yes, Soraka can just heal it all back up. Speed boost, the shields, and the poke might be able to push them off a little bit and discourage them from the all-in. Now, of course, this is all, apples and oranges because it's two completely different play styles, but once again, I do love the team utility from Karma. That's all I'm going to say about that. We got a Soraka in this game.
We do. Matched by the Seraphine on the other side, who's also, notably, up 10 farm on their lane opponent. So while the jungler in the top may be struggling a bit, doing a good job from the bot side lanes in terms of Vrail and his farming. Poppy gonna be looking down bot here again, running straight past this Drake, and they don't have any vision down. The wave is pushing towards the side of the Draven Nautilus, and Droid's flash not quite up, about 3/4 of the way, but that means Jinx's flash also not up yet.
Is Poppy in the blast cone? Can I see? Producer? Yes, he is. He just used blast cone, and he's coming in. And there goes the hook. Hook goes down, and it looks like it's going to be easy first blood
this
for
looks
Bush League.
familiar.
Raven is happy. The crowd roars, and Toasty is dead. Exactly the part that they wanted.
Yep, Sion, after his first back, ran straight down the bot lane, ulted in, and didn't have quite enough. What a coordinated play from the side of Holy Grail to get that first blood. And look, Bush stealing another kill. Great steadfast presence from the Poppy. Completely interrupted any chance at maybe cheesing them under turret there and pulling out a sneaky kill. Pings onto the Dragon. Cassiopeia just warded it down. Seraphine getting the mid push, continuing to exert pressure early, but I'm sure we're going to see Sandy scale into this game just fine.
Yeah, he will. Stakes don't need boots, and they deal a ton of damage. It looks like Sandy is actually doing kind of a similar... he's got the tier rolling, which is great. Oh, wow!
Solo kill in the top!
3 solo? What? Dragon goes down, but oh goodness, Tiny Rick going down himself as Bush League taking some hits from the Zac.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be
Yeah,
fine. He's
he'll
back
be
anyway.
good. That came out of nowhere. Wow. It looks like it was a slap fight gone wrong, or maybe someone was fighting in mini waves, stayed too long. That's what did that look like?
Yeah, I mean, we commended Rick on his play in the bot lane, but what it means when you bring 4 people bot that early, like pre-8 minutes into the game, is there's other laners free farming on other pieces of the map. Autopsy able to get that solo kill, bring a bit of gold back to his team, and he's doing real well up there in the top lane. Looking at the item difference in the bot, we got a pair of longswords and a Cull against a longsword and executioners, so goodbye 50% of Soraka's healing, and a noon quiver. Draven coming back to a fully stacked wave as well.
Flash!
Oh man, I cannot wait to make fun of him after this game for that.
Seeing someone
Kidding,
clip that.
I would
clip
never.
That. Y'all, someone clip that. That is gold.
Yeah, what a fail. Toasty had flash anyway, just wanted to say. Didn't force out the opposing ADCs. Rife for a gank. Swordmaster did hit 6. Clear out your bot side, or clear out your top side back. Go bot. Punish Luciv for his wildly aggressive flash there. And again, I just want to call it the fact that Bush did manage to get that kill. If that would have gone to the Draven, this would be about as good of a start as they could have hoped for. But you know what? We'll see if Bush can utilize that extra gold. Perhaps make some roams with his level 2 boots.
Oh, he will. There's the flash. There's the bounce. There's the charm. And that is a not quite dead snake. There it is.
Push
But
for
counter
a
engage
second
coming in.
kill.
Wow, Sandy Snake getting Vrail with the turnaround. But yeah, there they go. That's going to be 1 for 1. Both mid laners going down. And a lot of resources burned to try and take Sandy Snake down. But he is able to get that those last couple of ticks, take down Vrail, stay in this fight, and as you had said, Cassio, her late game is gonna really outpace Seraphine's.
Yeah, I mean that is something there. Bush League 2-0. He is the carry that we all deserve. Love to see it. Vrail TPing bot to catch this huge stacked up wave. Draven, I would imagine, is then going to he's gonna run back bot. Not gonna do any fancy lane swaps here. Man, what a carry performance from Bush League so far. Not necessarily what you want to see from your Karma and your Nautilus, but you know what? I can't fault the man for doing what he's got to do to get his team the dub.
Well, that's actually kind of what's surprising about the Soraka pick is Bush League and Droid really dictated a lot of that early game. The plays that they were making, Droid had so many clutch hooks, and also let's just make a note in draft, Thresh was also open, so Droid could have very easily gotten one of those playmaking supports that he is really well known for, and he chose safe heal.
Oh,
really
no.
low health Scion. What is going on? Here we go. Wally Warp. Are we going to get it? Yes, he will. Wally Warp knocks out Autopsy. Return kill. Stabilizing the lane. Actually, sorry, not stabilizing the lane because Rick had gotten that. Oh, no. He hadn't gotten the solo
Getting
kill.
it back to even. Getting it back to
Getting
even.
it back. There we go. Yep, stabilizes that lane. Although, Ornn still with a bit of a farm lead. Let's take a look at the gold.
Shout out to Autopsy there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but he took the unstoppable Scion ult directly into his unstoppable charge and was not actually CC'd during the cast of his W, his Flame Breath. He is uninterruptible.
Oh, and here comes Wally, continuing the chaos in the mid lane. Charm goes down, but it's not going to be enough. Rail goes down, and Sandy Snake looking real good on this Cassia.
Tank kills, more kills on tanks. I love it. Sword taking the kill away from his hyper carry mid laner, but again, you just need to secure the kill. Don't let him get away there. Being punished on that low mobility carry. Sword coming in with the Bush hit the hook. Nope.
Maybe. Oh, he does.
Yes.
Will he? Oh, it's Zach.
Easy jump out.
Why do we get excited? It's Zach.
Hey, some good angles from Bush. Good looks.
That would have been like the clutch play where he waits for him to slingshot and then hooks him out of the air.
That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been cool. Unfortunately,
the double ward strat. Ooh, Toasty real far forward right now.
Yes, he certainly is. Not Dredge line. Ulti going down. Big fight under turret. Poppy taking a lot of hits. Hammer goes down. Poppy's able to get out, no problem. Zach taking some hits. Now, Bush League taking some tower hits, and
ooh.
Yeah. What they did do, though, is they were able to knock out both of Toasty's summoners. So we'll see if that comes in handy later.
They have both of Toasty's summoners, took away Sword's passive, reduced the odds for the tower dive. Looks like he might be on the repeat gank here, though. Looking over the wall, I would have preferred one of those wards. Oh, wait, sorry, those are red side wards, not blue. Never mind. Rail hovering, though, going to be able to come in and provide a lot of support if something happens. Going to start up the Drake, and Sword shouldn't have any idea that this is happening. But Sandy coming down, going to be a 4v4 tussle. Do have TPs, but not quite unleashed yet. Shouldn't have any top laner interference. Let's see what happens.
We'll see. There is a little bit of posturing, but Holy Grail has the position. The dragon is getting very low. If BCC wants to do something, they need to do it right now. And here we go. Sword going in. They're going to just attack Bush League, take the kill, and Rail is able to take the dragon. They do get a shutdown onto Bush League, which is... It's okay. Wally Warp going to walk back. He's about half health, and he's going to be just fine. They're going to grab that Drake for just a support kill.
Yeah, that's a bit of a rough look, right? When your support is the one with the shutdown on them, and there's somebody who needs to frontline and are willing to make the sacrifice for the team.
And that is an Scion, and ultis have been going out. No, I guess they're not going to do anything, but he's taking a lot of pokes still, and Ornn's walking in. Is he going to get the kill? He is! Wow, Autopsy.
Those brittle
Beast
procs
mode.
are something, aren't they? Ornn is definitely a 200-year champion. Has a passive that's a page and a half long. Not quite the Manifesto that we've seen, but it is great looks from Autopsy up in the top lane. Guess he learned that first match and is really... Oh, Sword looking for the lane gank, though.
Oh, there's the flash. Not able to get anyone except for the minion. Still gets the bounce onto Jinx, but Zach is there bouncing around, having some fun. Unfortunately, not that much fun because Luciv just killed him, and that is a 1-0-2 Draven who is starting to get a little bit fed.
Absolutely. What I'd like to call out, if we can circle all the way back to that bot lane fight we haven't been able to talk about so much because it has just been such an action-packed game, was Wally's two-man ultimate. Judgment, I think it is? No. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter. To completely disengage that fight, make sure he can get out alive. Notably, blowing towards passive last time. This time when he tried the lane gank, it was countered by Wally, pushed him right back into his carries. Draven was able to cash in on the adoration. Keeper's verdict, thank you. Thank you. Can we see how much gold Draven got off of that kill? Is that something that we can check from our view? Just
300.
over 300 extra gold, is able to complete his mythic, plus the Executioner's tax that you need to pay against the Soraka lane if you want to have any chance at poking him down before the all-in. That Draven's sitting pretty at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking really good. He's got 6,200 gold to Toasty's 4,700 gold. So he's starting to get ahead. This is exactly what he wants. Not quite the 10 kills that we were hoping for at 10 minutes, but you know, he's still doing pretty good. And he's doing exactly what the Draven needs to do. So continuing to cruise along, and Bush League doing what Bush League does, hitting his skill shots, except not the first one.
Yeah, I mean,
And
Autopsy
just
up here in the
sacrificing
top
himself.
lane.
Yeah.
Autopsy from the top lane, already level 12. The man he's getting beefy fast. Luciv rotating up. They're going to try to push down this turret. Obviously, plates have long fallen. Poppy's also starting up the Herald. If Zach responds to this, that should be a free Herald I like to take, although they do have a ward in the pit. So red side is well aware of what is currently happening.
Bouncy House
Luciv?
from Ornn. Draven takes a hit. He's just fine. And as you said,
You ticked with him a little bit there with that auto.
Yeah, little tickle. And then Wally's just soloing Rift Herald. This is exactly where they want to be. Oh, is he? No, no, we're not.
He should try to. Oh nope, Wally, get out of there.
What are we doing?
Get out of there, Wally.
Oh no, Sword!
Oh,
Sword! Getting the
Sword
Herald,
steals it away.
stealing it away. They're just gonna slap each other for a while. Is this gonna turn into a fight? Ornn going for the bounce, getting Wally super low. Wow, great Poppy ult. Beautiful, knocking them
Darn,
all
just
out, and the
trapped them.
face. Yo, how about Vrail with the support blocking the rocket to keep Wally alive? Wally,
Dude,
king
wow.
of the jungle for this
There we
game
go.
so far. Man,
Ooh,
even though
clutch keeper's
now to be
verdicts.
fair,
Did
Wally
lose the smite fight.
did lose the smite fight. And they're going to lose mid-turret for it, I think.
Yep, looks like it should go down, but Sword gonna get cut out? Nope.
Oh,
Okay, not quite. Good charge off. Let's see. So that was something. Wally getting out by the skin of his teeth twice now with a clutch keeper's verdict. The extended Seraphine ult through one champion onto the other, giving him enough time to channel. Wow. Great play by him. Didn't quite get the Rift Herald, but you know what? He got out alive there, which is more than I thought was going to happen. So props to them on that. And they should actually be able to knock it down with this Demolish proc and 5 people in the area. Get that mid turret. Open up the map. Cassiopeia did get bot lane turret during all of that going on. Didn't have TP to answer, just kept pushing. They did get some gold back, but third Drake is spawning. And if the side of BCC doesn't get this, then that is going to be something for them to be aware of, as they're going to be forced into those Drake fights for Soul very soon into this game.
They will. There's a channel. All right, he's going to be able to get out.
Way to stick it. Way to stick the landing.
That's a, I don't want to cancel it. I really hope I timed this correctly.
Bit of a clincher there for sure.
Yeah, a little bit. And we got to keep talking about this Poppy ult, because the Poppy ult is going to change this game, resetting those fights and also allowing them to do what they actually want to do, which is run down. I don't really see Holy Vrail's team comp as a rundown comp. I see them as a counter-engage comp. They have so many options to counter-engage the fight and just stop the engage in its tracks. Here comes Zach. Let's see if they do it. Ornn coming in, get the bounce, knock up on the front line. We see, oh boy, Wally in the back line, and is it going to be, yeah, Toasty goes down almost immediately. Draven doing what Draven does. Zach passive gets popped. He's going to go down shortly, and Holy Vrail just rolling through this team. There goes Zach once again, was able to get back up on the passive. One turnaround kill onto Wally, who did a great job disrupting the back line, but that's going to be a 2-for-1 in favor of Holy Vrail.
2 for 2 it ended up being, I think.
Oh, sorry,
With
2 for
Sword
2.
and
Yep,
Toasty
you're
dropping.
right. Yep, Sword got down. He actually got back up on the passive, but they took it out
They
later.
weren't quite positioned far forward enough to do it. Great ult from the Nautilus, followed Toasty all the way to the back line, and I think allowed the Draven's Luciv's ult to snipe them out there. But they're going to TP back in, and they're still in position to contest this Drake. I'm not sure if there's much Draven can do by himself here.
Yeah, who needs hanging out and farming when we can just fight? And that's exactly what they're going to do. Luciv and
Drake
Luciv
reset.
and Vrail.
Wally's here. Can he get in the pit?
Whoa,
No. Turns out Vrail can't snipe those objectives quite as well in the Seraphine as he could on the Lux. But when your champ gets banned out, there's only so much you can do.
I'm pretty sure Sandy got that on the poison tick.
Did he really? Oh my god.
Was it a poison tick?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
Great.
Well,
That's great.
as we said last time, when the other team gets those first 2 early Drakes, getting that third one to keep a bit of pressure off, give your team time to do what they want to do, feels real good. The gold gosh darn near dead even. I guess there's a 1K difference, but that is not too much. And I would have to imagine most of that is in Luce's pocket, sitting at 203 and up 40 farm on his lane opponent. Overall, down 1 kill. This game is absolutely it's ready to break open any second. I thought it'd be with that Drake fight, but BCC managed to get enough on the backside to where they got the Drake off the TP re-engage.
Yeah, this is a powder keg, and I mean we've already seen a couple of attempted sparks, you know, but not quite the total fire. Although I would say that dragon fight was pretty juicy. Yeah, so that's 8,400, 8,500 now on the Draven compared to 6,300 for the Jinx. On the other side of the equation, we've got 8,200 on the Cassio compared to 6,800 for the Seraphine.
Yeah.
So that now what we're seeing, it's Lucid versus Sandy. Can Sandy carry the game? He is the captain. He is, I believe he's the highest rated player on his team. He needs to step up and carry if they are going to win this game, and he absolutely can do it on Cassio. As Swordmaster goes in, looking to grab Seraphine, not able to get the CC down, walks away. Those elastic slingshots, he needs to get in there. He needs to make something happen. But most importantly, the Draven needs to die.
I mean, what do you call it as the keys for victory for Burnt Circuit, right? We said put Sword on a tank where he can engage and not die instantly if he doesn't succeed in what he wants to do. And then put Sandy on something that's going to hyper scale into this game. One of those control mages, not quite the assassin that Silas is. And hey, both of those things are happening and it's looking pretty good. That Cass is sitting on the Leandries and the transformed Seraphs. He is sitting in a great position, but there's a hook and a pick onto Sandy Snake.
Caught out, he's getting low, and he is still alive somehow. There he goes, finally getting the shutdown. Rick coming in from the top rope. Choo-choo, you're dead. We're gonna grab Baron.
2-minute Baron call.
Yup. Let's see if we're doing it, and then let's see if Swordmaster can redeem himself if they're gonna do this Baron. If he can get this smite back, that is going to help stabilize BCC nicely, but they need to make sure that they time it.
There are 7 red side wards on my screen right now. There are 3 pinks, 1 trinket, and 3 yellow wards.
Oh, he got in there a little bit early. They're going to try and speed run this down. Smite fight. Who gets it? It is going to be Hoppy. Wally Warp securing Baron, flashing over the wall, gonna go for the fight, gets exhausted. He goes down immediately. Toasty grabbing a kill, but that is going to be a 1-for-1. But the most important kill was Baron, which went into the favor of Holy Grail.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that one made me a little bit nervous. You really got to stop DPSing the Baron when that happens. Sword jumped over when the Baron still had like 2,300 health, and it got down to about 1,000 before they died, and I guarantee the Zac did not do that by himself. Please redirect your focus and kill the Zac, but all's well that ends well. We are back 8-8. The side of Holy Grail took a gold lead there, and Draven, let's see the pop-off. The team's ready for it.
Yeah, he's been primed for this. 2-0-5. Almost 100% kill participation at this point. 7 KP out of the 8 in favor. So he is doing exactly what he should be doing. You know, the stereotype of Draven, he's a selfish player. All he cares about is himself. But Luciv proving that he is a true team player. You know, he's a former champion. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to win these fights. He knows how to play on a team. So we're gonna have to see how that's gonna factor in as we start to settle in. And more importantly, what is Holy Grail gonna do with this Baron?
I would hope that they use it to pressure down mid, fade into the jungle, and either get the dragon themselves or set it up for a pick play as the other team has to rotate to answer the Drake. Again, they are sitting at 2, so they're going to have the pressure of Soul on the horizon. But yep, there we go, knocking down this mid tier 2. And then you fade back into the jungle, go to that Drake, set it up, make sure you have all the vision in place, which honestly it's been a battle in and of itself this game. Seraphine backing right now. Red side does have the scuttle. Pink ward there that they just walked over. Okay, gonna go back and clear it. Nice.
Yeah,
Bush, you're a little far forward right now.
Yeah, she's TPing, so she's gonna come back, and they know they want to fight for this. They want to fight over this dragon. And a note before things fight, I'll start talking about the team fight when it happens. Tower control. Holy Grail doing incredibly well on towers. Mid outer still up. Top outer still up. On the side of BCC, all the outers are down, mid inner is down, and that can really change the fight, as it looks like we're going to see one of those fights. Ornall coming in, and Tiny Rick trying to block it. Wally getting the dragon once again, full team fight, rolling through, hopping with a kill onto Sandy Snake. That's not looking too good. Zac passive is popped, and it looks like Holy Grail is in complete control of this game. They're going to
Huge
actually
charm.
teleport into the mid lane.
Still have Baron.
What?
Still have Baron. Tiny Rick also has
interesting.
Pole Breaker. Get the value of being on your own. Tiny Rick, please don't die here.
Okay,
Oh my God, Rick. It's okay. It's okay.
I like
You know
the
what?
idea. I thought it was
Tactical in.
He looked. I
Tactical
mean,
it.
he looked great. That was
No,
cool
let's
looking
not try to
teleport.
justify that. That was something
You know?
that happened, and we're just gonna move on from it. Okay.
Oh, I didn't say it was effective. I just said he looked cool. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know how like you're like, oh, I'm gonna fly in, I'm look so cool. Ah, I'm dead. You know, like that's basically what happened. So looked great, just unfortunately did not execute the way he wanted to. Might have overestimated the.
You know what, Jaws? You are too kind. Rick, that was a bad play. Don't do that again. Okay, let's move on.
Hey,
Yes, that was
that's not how
maximizing
that
your
works.
passive utilization.
yeah, that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works.
Taking full advantage of your champion. Let's see. Okay, so
Yeah, we've
Hullbreaker
got-
on the Scion is an interesting build.
Oh yeah. Let's
I'm
talk
not
about
sure. I'm not sure how much I like that in a fight in this environment, right? Like if you're on something that you expect to sit in the side lane and get those 1v1s, like sure maybe. But Scion at his most effective is going to be coming into these team fights, and in that scenario, the Hullbreaker not the best item.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And maybe he just thought, hey, I have Hullbreaker, I have Baron. I'm gonna make this happen. But like you said, pretty inconsequential play in the grand scheme of things. Holy Grail, nicely ahead, 5,000 gold. Once again, I'm gonna say it again: turrets, turrets, turrets. We talk so much about turrets in terms of gold. We talk about it in terms of opening up the map. But also, what it does is it denies vision to the other team. Turrets are gigantic wards, and so when you don't have your turrets, you now have to rely on your team in order to get all of that vision back. And Holy Grail, with their team, is able to roll in, maybe get a Nautilus pick off, maybe get a rundown, and the mid and the top waves are going to continue to reset. So now, on top of everything, BCC has to wave manage. So this is not the position they want to be in. And I'm looking at objective bounties, and I'm looking at catch someone out of position. Because in a 5v5 team fight right now, Holy Grail is crushing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if we flip back to items real fast here, Mr. Producer, sir, what healing are we concerned about? There has been a lot of emphasis on buying heal cut from both teams throughout both games. We have 2 Thornmails in the top lane, I guess, to negate some of the Seraphine. But with the Executioners on the Draven, do we really need to rush that Bramble for the side for the Nautilus? I don't know if that's the most efficient use of gold, but I guess we're going to finish that Thornmail off at this point with the Giant's Belt as well. I'm not one to criticize. I am the lowest ranked player in this league, just not necessarily what I would have done. Bush League, you tell me why you did it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him if he ends up winning MVP. So we'll have to see. Although Luciv is making an incredible case for himself, so we'll have to see. You know, I don't know. I never count a League of Legends game out because you never know. Throws. It's amazing how creative you can get with throws. I never cease to be amazed with how throws occur as Holy Grail try not to throw themselves at Baron, start up the Baron. So let's see, will this be a throw or a nail in the coffin for Holy Grail? They're going to back off.
I think that's fine. You know what? If they're not in a position to respond, you get the free Baron there. They're not pushing anywhere else. You're not giving up any objective bounties at the moment. And at this point, fight for Soul, right? Last game, it was the Mountain Soul, which isn't necessarily the most exciting. This game, it's Ocean Soul, which is going to be so much healing. Rick calling the shots, though. Time to go in.
But there's the counter engage onto Draven. Draven's getting bouncy house. He's very, very low. Will they finally be able to knock him out? No, they can't. He's still alive. How is he still alive? He's swinging freely. Grail knocking out Swordmaster. There's a but there's the final shutdown. Wally Warp knocking Droid out. So they get Draven, but at the cost of 2, and that's what it takes. Oh,
did he kill himself on the Bram? He might have killed himself on the Bramble Randuin's there. I'm not sure. He does have the Lifeline passive, which is how he lived so long. But I don't know what that last source of damage was. Autoing with less than 100 health there might have put himself in the sink.
Yeah, and a hook going in onto the Ornn. Bush League trying to go think. Wow, bounce, triple knockup from Ornn, pushing in, and here comes Chosti getting a shutdown onto Wally. He's incredibly low, but he is still alive, and it looks like they're gonna try to go for this dragon, maybe. I don't know. Objective bounty looks pretty juicy, but Toasty's really low. I think they have to back off at that point.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. Draven does finally get shut down. It's sitting at 3-1 and 8, not necessarily where you want to be on the Draven, but red side is starting up this Drake. That's going to be an objective bounty, and again, denial of that Ocean Soul, which is very, very powerful.
Sandy, I love the zoning. There's the objective bounty, there's the Ocean Drake, and there goes Bush League going down. Wow, that was, I love Sandy Snake saying, guys, take care of Dragon. I got this.
Yep, Sandy's sitting very powerful with the Transform Leandries. I'm sure it also has some sort of clever name if we can get the hover. Probably some sort of Torment or Anguish. Leandry's Lament.
Leandry's Lament.
Of course. 5-man stacking, baiting the Baron. They're spotted out by the Trinket Ward there. Predator on the Poppy. Come on, sprint
Toasty.
in there. Is this the play we want?
Toasty. I need Toasty behind his security detail, please. That is the Jinx should not be the last out of there. Toasty needs to be behind his beefy boys, and so that he can swing freely. Let's see if they're gonna do the fight. Oh, Swordmaster rolling it. He just cannot find a good slingshot. Like I honestly think Wally's hammers
Poppy pick
are in his head. I think he's overthinking it. I really do.
The steadfast presence is something you always have to keep in mind. Like, you can have the 3-man knockup lined up. Poppy presses W. Oh, looks like you're popped up yourself for a second. Can't get in there.
Yeah, well, it makes a lot of sense why they let him have Zac. Wally was probably like, yeah, just give me Poppy. That's fine. Well, I can counter all of the gangs. Baron getting incredibly low. Rolling in. There's the steal for Swordmaster. Gonna bounce around. Where is Draven, though? He is swinging pretty freely. Swordmaster knocking out Tiny Rick. But there comes Jinx. Jinx getting excited, getting aggressive. Gets shut down, but is able to get 4 kills. Vrail still alive. Oh, sorry, 3 kills. Vrail and Bush League still alive. But this is the breath of life that BCC needs. They have closed the gold lead. They have the Baron, and they are knocking on Holy Vrail's door.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Lucifer's head there, right? He saw Sandy step a little bit far forward. He's like, I'm going to walk right past this Zac, get a couple autos on Sandy, and end this fight right here. Or not Sandy, sorry, Sword. What he didn't take into account was the Soraka, the RW, giving Swordmaster a second health bar, just proved too much for him to knock out with those autos. Even sitting on 3 items with an Executioner, the amount of healing there was just crazy. This Rocket Pick coming in clutch at the moment. Droid is sitting at 0-1 and 10, doing his job to perfection, allowing this Jinx and this Cassiopeia the room to scale into this game and take it over. The gold lead swung there with the Baron Steal and the deaths, with BCC sitting in the driver's seat. They have the double Ocean right now. This might be another 7 Drake game before Elder. We'll see. But man, this game is it's a performance by both teams. They are both playing League of Legends right now. I can tell you that much for sure.
Yeah, the quality, I think the quality from game 1 to game 2 has definitely increased. And let's make a note, Toasty has activated. Jinx is activated. 12,000 gold to Draven's 13. Draven, his late game team fights they're okay. But Jinx, you know, it's like, do I want a Draven who can basically run at people, or do I want a Jinx who can reset all over their faces? Also, and with a Cassiopeia, that sounds real good to me.
Just Jinx, but let's give Autopsy his moment in the sun here. Sitting at 5-1 and 6 on the Ornn, did so much more this game. So active, had the 2 solo kills in lane, doing a great job zoning during these team fights, hitting those big Ornn knockups, and has everybody on his team sitting on an upgraded item except for the support. Oh, never mind, that came through too. He just hit level 17. Everybody has that, I don't know, like 1,000, 1,500 extra gold value worth of stats on their item. That is far from nothing. That is a big, big boost to that team.
Yeah, that's huge. And Autopsy, the newcomer on this team, him and Sandy having some obvious chemistry. Uh-oh, Draven! Ooh, Draven dead. Draven sad. Let's see what happens here.
Draven would have gotten out of that.
I think they're going to rotate. Yeah, they're going to rotate bot and get this inner turret. Oh, do it. Go do it. No,
are they? No, they're playing it safe. They're going to fall down the Drake here. Secure that. Hit it 6. Get to 7 Drakes in a game. You know, why not? I didn't have any other plans tonight. Let's make this a full fiesta.
I don't know if I would call this one a fiesta. I think they're doing pretty weird. This is fairly high quality.
We are at
he
35
took a greedy
minutes
path.
into the game. We are sitting on Drake. We're about to see Drake number 6 spawn. Hopefully the teams show a bit more ability to capitalize and close, but there's just been so many tight team fights throughout this entire series. I can't fault anybody for the decisions they've been making, at least not on stream.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do it later on Discord. The big thing there that I see is, I think sometimes we're very critical of ourselves, and at this level, the average elo ranging from silver all the way up to high diamond, you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody's gonna make mistakes.
Yes, absolutely.
And you capitalize on them. Swordmaster making no mistake, getting that smite, punishing Wally, and BCC. Now they're in the driver's seat. We are at soul point. Both sides, they scale.
Look at the hull breaker value, though. Scion pounding away, getting that top turret, knocking it down. You know what? If you can't make something happen on one side of the map, go to the other.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's a very good point. Autopsy, I was saying before, he's the relative newcomer to this team. Swordmaster, Sandy Steak, Toasty, Droid, they've all played in multiple seasons of TCL, and it is a huge transition if you're not used to playing on a team in an organized fashion. So Autopsy doing a great job of just doing his job. Like you said, he has to get to 17. He has to give them that huge item boost, and he did exactly that. Not only did he do that, he is carrying his lane, 5-1 and 8. He's got about 1,000 gold up on Tiny Rick. Now we're getting to those gold values as we do every game, where the gold totals mean a little bit less as less item slots are available and items get finalized. But this looks really, really good for BCC. Protect your carries, be smart, don't be afraid to engage, and kill that Draven. You're gonna win.
That is exactly right. And Draven's sitting on 4 items right now. He is the majority of his team's damage. Seraphine with the Leandries, the Shadow Flame, the Void Staff. Magi purchase again. Thank you, Braille, for bringing that into the forefront of the TCL meta. But also, man, that Jinx is no slouch himself. He's got to be pretty close to his next item as well.
Yeah, I see Rapid Fire Cannon, Dominic's Regards, and Wormfall and Sacrifice. He's got the BF Sword and the Pickaxe, so I'm gonna call Infinity Edge.
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, he's cruising. He says, "Thank you for all of the stats. I will take damage now."
Toasty doing a great job. That was obviously a rough lane, but look at it now. He has the same amount of kills, the same amount of farmers as Draven, and at this point in the game, I would much rather have the Jinx as my backline.
Well, I would also like a Cassio, right? And this is I said it in draft. This is the interesting thing about this team fight is they almost traded win conditions. So now Jinx and Cassio can just spread yourselves out. Just spread yourselves out as they start the Baron. Cassio and Jinx fastest Baron in the league easily. Oh no. Okay, ulti. Here comes the rundown. Burns it early. Both carries are in the back line, swinging away. Braille on a killing streak. Swordmaster trying to peel a little bit. Both carries still alive. A little bit low. Cassio doing what Cassio does. We've got 1 kill down. Wally is down. Jinx is low. Flashes away. Cassio is still there. Sandy Snake pushing. Jinx resets. Already used the flash. Can't really do much. And I think they're just going to reset off of that. That's going to be a 3 for 2 in favor of BCC. And yeah, they're just going to go for it. Like we said before, this is the fastest Baron in League of... Probably one of the fastest Barons in League of Legends. Toasty. Perfectly toasted. That was at least a 3. Golden brown, gooey in the center, got
That's
low.
how I like my
used the
marshmallows.
splash smartly. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, Sword there managed to get just that one last blob to the center. One Draven auto would have prevented it, but getting back up, little elastic slingshot on top, bumped up that Draven enough for Toasty to get in range and auto him down. I mean, great look from Wally on the engage there, knocking the Ornn out, stopping him from creating all that space that we've talked about with the Ornn. But coming back into that fight, just so much front line to burn through. Draven's having a real hard time accessing the back line and getting to the carries that matter.
Yeah, so Toasty just picked up an Infinity Edge and a stopwatch, so I think we know exactly what he's expecting. Sandy Snake grabbing Azonia's Hourglass. They know what their win condition is, which is to survive these fights. And Luciv went down in that fight. It's...
Yep.
I think everybody thinks League of Legends is this complicated game. It's not. Kill the person with the most gold and just win the fight. And in this case, that person right now is Luciv. He is all of their damage. He has most of their gold. Sarah, I'll give Braille credit. Braille's
Yeah, I was
doing
gonna
good.
say we
Braille's doing
can't
good,
leave
you
him
know?
off. He is
Braille's no
on a
slouch.
killing spree. He's
He is.
3-2 with 300 farm. You know, he's doing damage. Has a 16 stack Magi's right now, but it's just that Seraphine's not the same caliber of carry that the Cassiopeia is. Level 18 right now, sitting on 4 items. You know, you talk about tank shredders. The Jinx and the Cass are going to have such an easier time with the Scion on the Nautilus than the Draven and the Seraphine will with the Ornn and the Zac. Who is going to kill this Ornn? I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, even, yeah, Draven, he's looking to pop squishies, and there's the bounce. Draven getting knocked up. Once again, it looks like it's going to be a front to back. Bushleague getting pretty low. He's going to go down immediately. This is exactly the fight that BCC wants. Zac in the middle, taking all the hits. He looks like he's going to go down. Counter kill onto Wally Warp, but here comes Jinx cruising in, and it is going to be a 3-for-1 and probably a free dragon unless something really crazy happens. There it is. That's the soul. BCC, let's make this a game 3 with that big fat wave bottom.
Absolutely. I mean, that wave is stacked up. They're going to march in with Baron. Let's see if... I mean, we have the carries alive. It's just, again, that Ornn front line is going to be damn near impossible for them to shred through. Let's see if they can make the defense happen.
Yeah, with the ocean sustained, good luck. This should be free inhibitor, and then they'll rotate middle, get the middle inhibitor. I'm gonna call a reset and just walk it back, and then just
Nah, run it down, end the game.
They're not gonna do that.
Cowards. I mean, smart macro play from the side of BCC.
I think we're gonna call that high percentage play. Now you can get a little too high percentage, right? You have to take risks. But in their case, they won a team fight. They got a bunch of gold onto Jinx. She just popped her. She popped her stopwatch. She needs to get rid of that and replace it with something.
Or
and
just
they were able to
GA
get
if
turret,
you can.
turret and 2 inhibitors. That's a free reset right there. Go reset and go win the game.
I mean, there's not going to be too much to fight on the map for the next 3.5, 4 minutes or so, as Baron buffs should just be expiring about now. They obviously just took the soul. Bounties are up for the side of Grail, but at this point, as you said, gold only means so much as everybody is approaching full build. Let's see if they can manage to close this one out. I think this is the game that Sandy, Snake, and the rest of the Serpents have been hoping for.
Yeah, and this is what they need. This is how they build their confidence. If they can win a series like this after the absolute thrashing they took yesterday, that is going to carry them into the following week. The other thing to note is that they're going to have a lot of time to settle in. This is the first day of the new week. So thinking a little bit more macro, even outside of this series, there is something mental about getting a win and then having an entire week to practice.
Yeah. I mean, practice is as practice does in this league. Each team has its own style, right? I know, for example, Verd's team, they're loosey-goosey with it. A-Barn, he runs it like a drill camp. To each their own. I'm not sure what Sandy, Snake, and the rest of the practice schedule is like, but, you know, there's a lot to be said for in-game practice. They are getting the hours, clocking the minutes here with, I don't know the official numbers, perhaps Spirit of Fate is around and can help me out. They have to be going for one of the longest series in TCL history for a 3-game set.
Potentially. I think the first game was 45 minutes, 46 minutes, I believe. Actually, it might have gone to 50, but I'm not sure. And yeah, we're at 44. I think BCC has one good fight in them, and they should win this. They should. I mean, emphasis on should.
Best possible case, you get a 2-man keeper's verdict that knocks out both Autopsy and Sword, so you're actually able to access that backline. But barring that, I just don't see how the Draven and the Seraphine manage to get to the Cassiopeia and the Jinx.
Yeah, Draven is an OG Dota champion. He walks up to you and he hits you 3 times and you die. The problem is he can't do that because with the way that BCC's team comp is set up, there's a lot of beef between him and those squishies that he can 3-shot. There's no way he's going to 3-shot Swordmaster. There's no way he's going to 3-shot Autopsy. And as you mentioned before, he's probably going to kill himself on them while he's trying to do that. So I believe what you said is absolutely correct. And then Draven's going to have to run in. Probably if they get a nice Seraphine, they get a flash Seraphine ult, that'd be great. And then he needs to absolutely obliterate both of those folks before they can get their defensive items off. Remember, Cassio has the Zonias. so she can protect herself, but that Jinx needs to go down.
Ornn is pushing in right now. I assume, yep, he has teleport available, but they're going to melt this, and they're going to have Baroned up supers knocking on their door in very little time.
Whoa, that's fastest Baron in the Rift. That's insane how quickly they burn that down. You've got Cassio with the percentage health damage on the Leandry's Lament. And
that is a full build Jinx, by the way.
Oh, that's scary. I think that's a full build, almost a full build Cassio and a full build Jinx. That is super nasty.
Oh, look, Cassio sold boots. Just kidding.
Ha ha.
Little game joke right there.
Well, let's see. Is she going to hold on to the control ward or not? I think they're just like, yeah, whatever. Let's go win the game. They have Baron. Go win the game.
Run it down. Use the Baron. Use the supers pushing in 2 of your lanes. Push it in. Force that one final fight to put the final nail in the coffin. The Jinx and the Cass are in the driver's seat. But, as you said, one last good fight. As you described it perfectly, if we see that executed, they have a chance to extend this game. But, all cards are on the table.
Yeah, everything is on the table. Nothing is out of the realm of possibility in this game where one false step, one overreach could spell doom and a turnaround. Especially this late in the game, the death timers are extremely high, and they are just hanging out and waiting. I would have actually liked them to push through top, but they have the wave. It's getting here, and they're pushing in. They've got the Ocean Soul.
Inhib respawning.
Go do something, y'all. Go do something, please. Come on.
Pull the trigger, boys.
Come on, y'all. Yeah,
this is
come on, y'all.
The high percentage play you were talking about, I guess.
This is not high percentage. This is passive. That is the thing.
Seraphine
a lot of people. A little beat up. Oh, Cassio's getting a little bit knocked out. Zach finally going in. He gets Bush League caught out. Is Bush League going to do anything? But wow, that is a lot of damage in the back line. Zach is just on top of 4 people. He does not care at all. The carries are untouched. That's a good fight. Middle inhibitor. Thank y'all for doing something. Elder's up. Go grab it.
Everyone just got so antsy sitting around. Finally.
Soraka's low. No, that fight's over. Autopsy. Time to go. Oh, yeah, he burned his flash for that. Did not have to be in there. I think he thought they were re-engaging and got a little tunneled on it. He's not going to have his flash for the next fight. This will be a fight. They have to fight over this Elder in order to stay alive.
I mean, not too much else to say here. A lot of ults burned last fight. Should mostly be up at this point in the game with the low cooldowns.
Yeah,
Elder's down. They're gonna get popped.
Grabs it. Here comes the fight. Swordmaster trying to tank the Draven. No kills, but the minions. Oh no, the minions. They have to stop the backs right here. Draven goes down, shut down onto Cassio. They're going to push. The supers, though, are continuing to push in, and the backs are going to happen. They are going to, Holy Grail is going to be able to do a little defense, but here comes BCC pushing in. They've got to just go for this. Like, they need to go in.
Droid's not there. That's okay. You have an Ocean Soul, which is as good as the Soraka. And Elder. Take it. Go auto attack them.
Yep, and they also have a Jinx. Nice Zonias. Here's a resurrection.
Danny's down.
Okay, no, she's got the GA. Yeah, here we go. Pushing in. Scion's gonna have to run away. His passive's going down. Second turret going down. Are we going to a game 3? Looks like it. Jinx burning Nexus, and there we go. We're going to game 3. Let's hit that.
48 minutes and 58 seconds. What a battle that was. I tell you what, that was a standout performance. My callouts would definitely be autopsying the top lane, creating so much pressure with that Ornn, so much zone control and disruption throughout the game. And you know what? Shout out to Toasty for absorbing what was a difficult lane, managing to sit back with the Soraka, scale into it, and do the damage. They did exactly what we wanted them to, put Sword on that tank, Sandy on that carry. Vrail on the Seraphine, got ganked a few times early, absorbed a lot of pressure, but still managed to do a lot for his team. Now imagine what he could do on a real carry.
Yeah, they got to get Vrail on a carry for game 3. They absolutely need it. BCC, it's like BCC said, oh, hey, that's a really good idea of what you did game 1.
We're going to try it this time.
Just give it to me. And just like, okay, cool. I want to see a game 3 where both the mid and the AD are on carries, and I want to see what happens because everybody's playing incredibly well. It looks like BCC has really settled down, and both teams are going to be going into this next one. By the way, side note, loved Wally Warp on the Poppy. I want to see that one again, especially if they're going to give up the Jax. Or excuse me, not the Jax, the Zac. Jax would have been interesting, but that's gonna be a little bit of break. We're gonna get a breather. I'm gonna get some water, and we're
Absolutely.
gonna be back with Game 3. Hit that, Scrapes. All righty. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you took a break, took a breather, got some water, went to the bathroom, got some snacks,
And
hugged your
settled
loved
in.
ones, and said, I'll see you in an hour because we got ourselves a series, Rudy.
Yes, sir. Don't we, though? I don't think either of those games quite went to 50 minutes, but both of them were knocking on the door. That gives us a 1-1 best of three, winner take all in this final game. And man, what are we going to see this time? I understand the value of a counter pick, but gosh, we got to make sure Sandy and Vrail end up on carries.
Yeah, we do. And I loved the Casio pick from Sandy.
Oh,
I thought it
absolutely.
was fantastic. Loved him on that. I just do what you do best. Control mage. And I'd say the same thing for Vrail. Go
Hmm.
find pick-off champion, a long-range pick-off champion where you can poke, you can pick, you can steal objectives. I don't a champion like that when Lux is banned doesn't come to mind, but we'll see. I think he did his best on a utility, but like you said, when you are level 18 6 item Seraphine versus a level 18 6 item Casio, you know
It's
what's gonna
it's
happen.
just not quite the same damage. And all respect of Rail, he did, I think, as well as one can do on a Seraphine mid there, right? I mean, he ended the game like 6-3, but I have to imagine his damage is no slouch, and he did his job in those mid game fights, hit some nasty Seraphine ults, got those charms, bring everybody back in, allowed the Draven to hit some folks. But eventually, as we called out in the cast, the accurate prediction, the scaling on the side of Burnt Circuit was just too much for the Draven Seraphine to deal with. Those tanks, especially Autopsy, untouchable.
Yeah, they were completely untouchable, and that was, and those were the unsung heroes, right?
Hmm.
It was Autopsy and Swordmaster just standing in the way, and there wasn't really a whole lot that they could do. I want Luciv on a more traditional carry. I think I said it game one. So goes Luciv. So goes the team. He knows how to win. He has a TCL crown. I almost said LCS. Oh, wouldn't that be great? He has a TCL crown. He knows how to win, and he needs to show it. And Draven, while incredibly powerful, I'll say it, Draven's a very one-dimensional carry, and it
Absolutely.
does Luciv a bit of a disservice.
Hmm. Yep. I mean, he's obviously catching a few bans on the second half there, and you want to make sure you get the bot lane, or you're not like going to pick into a bot lane that's going to leave you at a disadvantage. But, and I'm not even sure how good Ezreal is in the meta. He's extremely comfortable, and he's proven time and again that he can carry. I'm expecting to see Corki ban again from the side of Team Vrail for their third, and let's see what. Yep, Leona, just
Yep.
tried and true. Keep Bush League off of his most played. Ban the Corki here. Let's get into these picks. I mean, might as well run it back with the Ornn in the
Wow.
top lane.
I mean,
But again, where's the Zac going to be prioritized? Is it going to go to Wally or Sword this time?
I think Wally. I think they're just going to give it to him. They'll say, "Yeah, sure, take the Zac. I'll pick Poppy. I don't
Yeah,
care."
I want
And
to
I think that's,
see. I want to
yeah,
see a
we'll see.
Hecarim or a Jarvan. I
Oh
want to
yeah,
see
you
some of
could.
those carry junglers. Nope. I guess if it worked once, maybe it's going to work again. Take that
Yeah,
for Sword.
I think Wally's going to grab. I think Wally's going to grab Poppy off of this because
Go back to the
it.
Poppy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it worked. We were talking about it in game two, how
Hmm.
it looked like he was a little bit tentative because of that. Oh, there's the Galio. We saw the ban
Okay.
game one, but Bush League grabbing the Galio, eschewing
Oh, there
the
we go.
Nautilus.
Lock in the bot lane early.
Ezreal.
Allow
Okay.
Luciv and Bush to play things that they're comfortable on. Let them take those carry pants, put them on. They're saying, we don't care what you pick. We're playing our game here. You're going to have to play around us.
Yeah, and Ezreal, safe, mobile, flexible,
Mhm.
and has objective. He can steal objectives, which is great. Galio also global presence. That'll be a fun one to see. Galio also, he's a bit of a bully. He
Mhm.
can beat you up. So we'll have to see what's going on. There's the grab from Droid, the Hook Master himself, grabbing the Nautilus. He was spectacular on it in game one. We definitely can't discount that, even though they lost. Droid was making clutch hook after clutch hook. He just could not kill Aphelios. Wow, they let Toasty play Aphelios. Nice.
Think you're going to need to grab the Poppy here if you don't want it banned out, or you grab something for Vrail so it doesn't get pinched super hard. I'm expecting to see the Poppy, though, because saving the counter pick. Oh, Oh, a little bit of damage for Wally in the jungle. Picking the Lilia.
Ah. Yeah, great ban. Get rid of that Cassio. Sandy was great on him. So Lilia Jungle.
Yep, Lilia jungle, champion that is very good kiting around, getting that pollen or whatever it is all over everybody, putting them to sleep, allowing your team to position. Very, very mobile team we're seeing out of the Vrail's comp so far. I guess Vrail played it well enough to garner the ban. I mean, they're just going to pinch his pool as much as possible. This gives us 6 mid lane bans so far across both teams. Can we get a 7th?
Probably.
I'm expecting yes. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see.
Yeah, it seems like the draft win condition for BCC is don't let Vrail play anything. There's the Aurelia. Yup.
I think that
don't
makes
let
it-
Vrail play anything.
I think that makes it an Azir for Sandy Snake.
Yeah.
Although I imagine
Yeah.
they're going to save the counter pick down for Vrail, pick up a Scion here, as is classic. Although technically, I guess we could flex the Galio to mid if we needed to. Trundle.
Perhaps. But that's going to be
Lilia, I have to imagine Lilia is going to the jungle. I mean, I've seen people dabble with Lilia top, but it's kind of trash, and I don't imagine Rick's going to do that. Trundle top then, although hypothetically could be Trundle support, Galio mid. Okay, so Trundle top for Rick. Gonna be able to steal those tank stats. I guess this time we said if we can't get through them, we're gonna take them for ourselves. Sandy Snake gonna go back on more of the assassin style with the Cassidy. I don't know. I kind of would like the Azir pick here. Make it very clear front to back team fighting with the 3 tanks you have. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, I was going to say, you are a brave man to blind pick a Cassidy.
Yep. I think Azir makes a ton of sense. Oh my god, what is happening here?
What?
Okay. That's
Let's wait for it.
yeah.
Let's
I don't
wait
want to
for it
guess because that's
a Tryndamere.
that is a Tryndamere. Okay. That's definitely a pick that you're allowed to pick. Spicing it up for game 3. I guess they said
is
your
a
cast is
champion in
boring.
League of
We're
Legends.
gonna give you a lot more to talk about here. Vrail's like, you take away everything else. I'm just gonna go to Tryndamere. What else is left for me to play here? You know what? Diamond 1 Tryndamere mid. Let's see what happens. A lot of comfort from the side, or at least the mid bot lane here, on Vrail's squad as well. I mean, I don't know if BCC could have selected a better draft for themselves.
Yeah.
That is exactly how they
Yeah.
want to play their fights.
This is a great draft for BCC. I'm making that face because the hamsters are spinning as fast as they can to try to figure out how Tryndamere works against Azir, because that sounds like a miserable lane, like an absolutely miserable lane. He is gonna be pushed under turret constantly. And a note on Holy Vrail's team, really light on CC. Once again, what do they really have? They've got.
I mean, you have Galio, which is an absolute
Yeah.
CC machine. You have Lilia's ultimates,
They do. Yeah.
but that's it.
That's fair.
it. 2 champions with hard CCs.
Yeah.
And that's what you bring to the table. Meanwhile, you have Ornn, you have Zac, and you have Nautilus. All of which bring an absolute mountain, not to mention Gravitum from Aphelios, and the Wall from Azir to create tons of zone. I mean, in any sort of organized play, I gotta give the team comp win to the side of BCC. But, I mean, as you said, this is an LCS, right? Or even some good professional league like they play over in Europe, in Asia.
This ain't Academy. This is.
Yeah, I know.
TCL.
This is unpredictable. You know, if they pick this game apart, they don't force those 5v5 team fights where they're gonna be outscaled by the Ornn items and the Azir and the Aphelios, then I think exact opposite of game 1, right? Like, we want a scrappy comp from Vrail, picking those fights in the jungle, getting those picks. And, you know, I'm more excited for this game than I have been for any of the past ones, which is something because these games have really been a pleasure to cast.
They really have, and it's been a lot of fun to see all the different picks that have been pulled out. We've had a lot of traditional comps, we've had some surprise picks, and I gotta give the edge to BCC right now. I think their comp is cleaner. They've got a lot more options, and that's really what it comes down to. When like a champion like Tryndamere, he does one thing. He is one-dimensional. It was the same problem they had with Luciv last game, where Draven, he just kind of does one thing. He does
That's true.
it really well.
I think Tryndamere will have a little bit. Trinity have a little bit easier time getting the back line than the Draven did, though. I mean, no matter what, Trinity has us hold, right? I mean, you can see him through it, but he's going to scale up. He's going to be smacking you, and he's going to be smacking you hard. I'm really interested to see the Lilia jungle from Wally Warp. I mean, he's on a carry here. He was on Poppy, Zac game 1, Poppy game 2. This time, complete switch up in style, right? Instead of that tank, mid-tank bruiser, he's going to be playing a champion that wants to kite around, apply those stacks, get that burn going, and hit that drowsy at just the right time to allow his team to get into position. As well as Rick, right? We saw the Shen, or not the Shen, sorry, the Scion Ornn back-to-back matches from those top laners. Autopsy proving a lot of competence. And Rick's like, nah, you know what? Instead of playing tank into tank, we're going to play the tank into the tank buster. Let me chomp down on that Ornn, and, you know, I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Well, I'm here for it. I'm all about it. And as I'm looking at this comp, what I'm seeing is actually a complete playstyle shift for Holy Grail. I think they're going to split push a lot. Tryndamere, Trundle, they've got a lot of options in terms of split pushing. And that's actually what I'm going to be watching for, is how quickly can they get Grail split pushing? Because that is what Tryndamere does best. He is king split push. He's got the ghost.
You just got to pull the map apart.
Exactly.
Pull
and
it
the
apart.
nice thing is, if you look at not just the Tryndamere, but also the 4-stack, right? We've got Ezreal, Galio, Lilia, and Trundle. Admittedly, I don't know Lilia as well as a champion, but I've gotta imagine their siege is pretty solid. Standard 5 across the board. Their siege is pretty solid, and so is their disengage. Trundle, great disengage. Galio, great disengage. Ezreal, incredibly difficult to get. Lilia, super mobile. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. How soon do they get Vrail into an off lane? Or do they have Tiny Rick doing it? Because Tryndamere, he's a decent team fighter, right? But his where he really shines, and Vrail's a good enough player to know, that split push, when you're trying to team fight and take an objective and Tryndamere's at your inhibitor, you can't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be something to see. We do notice...
Hello?
We noticed that... What happened?
What? Okay, Trundle's going to be walking in, taking some hits. He's going to walk right
Just walk it out. Save the flash. You're fine.
Okay.
Don't necessarily have time to back. Probably going to lose a little bit in lane, but I think his passive is like Troll's Tribute or something like that. When he kills a minion, he gets health back. He'll sustain through lane just fine. It's like Ornn's going to kill him. Level 1.
I think it's when a minion dies near him, because Cho'Gath is the...
You're right.
Yeah, but he's already got a health
King's
deficit.
Tribute.
There you go. And we were talking about Autopsy. Autopsy's got to be licking his chops. Oh, he already had to burn his potion? Oh, darn. I guess I'll have to solo kill him again. That's what I think Autopsy's thinking. And that could be the turning point as, oh, man, that mid lane is going to be a little rough for Tryndamere.
We see the respectful exhaust out of Sandy Snake, taking that to make sure that when this Tryndamere hits level 6, he's not going to die under turret. Got a lot of answers for that Tryndamere. Create those zones, make sure he stays at a distance. But yeah, as you were saying, we got to, if you're the side of Monty Pantheons and the Holy Grail, you got to just pull this map apart. Maybe play the 1-3-1, right? Allow the Galio to disappear into vision. You always threaten that becoming a 2v1 with the Galio ult. But as you said, I mean, through lane phase, you just want to, or after lane phase, when we're through with lane phase, you want to avoid it. We do see Wally here on the cheeky little invade, stealing away the enemy Raptors. Doesn't decide to go for the red, which is good because they did have a ward on it. Gonna go back up, start clearing his own jungle. So yeah, a bit more of an exciting early game than we've seen in past. More creative, not just the classic 5-point junglers clearing down to bottom.
And unstoppable. Gonna walk away. We got tanks beating each other up. Trundle gonna get the better of that, and as you said, King's Tribute, he is able to sustain out of that, and probably not gonna be able to deny it too much as Lilia grabs the blue. And Trundle with the sustain, but he's getting really, really low, and he needs to be careful. He's getting close to that turret.
That knockup hit, that probably was a dead Trundle.
Yo, Rick, chill. Autopsy's gonna solo kill you again. Flash in, counter flash. Yeah, get out of there, man. You need to stop playing with fire.
And with that, look how much farm Autopsy has left to catch there. That is a lot.
Yeah. No, he does. He has a lot, and he has to back. He has to burn that early teleport as Wally rolls in, trying to get a little bit of pressure onto Azir. Azir just shuffles out of the way, and he's just fine.
Yeah, I mean, Zach looking bot. This is the third player we've seen on Aphelios throughout TCL. I'm not going to say who's best at it because I'm extremely biased towards my boy Speedy Bandito. But excited to see what Tosi can do. You know, I may have flamed him just a little bit at the start of the series, but he's done a great job. Oh my God, what is happening?
Wow,
here?
just walks up into the lane, forces the flash. Is he gonna get it? Ooh, get out from under turret. No.
Magic.
Pot's gonna roll. That is a great survival from Vrail, but oh wow,
that is a confusing survival from Vrail. Swordmaster walked into the minions and then slingshot on top of him. What was he thinking? You know, I'm not going to claim to know the mind. I'm not going to claim to know the mind of a Diamond 1 mid laner because I can never approach that. But, you know, spice all around in this game, exactly what I wanted to see. Let's get a little bit of a clown fiesta happening here.
Oh yeah, no, all about the clown fiesta. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to. Yeah, I mean, Sword. It was kind of like, hello, welcome to the lane. What are you doing?
Did he just not expect him to use his abilities? I'm not sure what the plan was.
His keyboard's not working. That's how it.
No, it always frustrates me when the enemies use their abilities.
Yeah, me too. Ornn. Here comes Zach. That's gonna be a dead troll, and First Blood going over to Autopsy, continuing his, I'm not going to say domination, but he is certainly
solid performance.
Beating Tiny Rick up.
Yep. I mean, Autopsy throughout all 3 games been extremely solid, making his case for the first top lane MVP we've seen of TCL Season 4 so far. Doing a great job, but you know, there's a lot of game left to play. We'll see which player pops off this time. Yeah, I mean, burning that early flash on Trundle, very easy. Tries to get the pillar up to stop the devastating charge, or that might not be his ability. It's okay. Stop the Ornn E that breaks the terrain. But nope, not quite enough. Vrail hit level 6 and going in.
Yeah, he is. He's not going to go for the tower dive, but can we just take a note that he's 10 CS up against an Azir who should be pushing him out of turret? That is not a good position for Azir to be in. Now, I know Azir does take a little bit of time to turn on, but it looks like the sustain is carrying him through, and he's just... Sandy is just not able to do what he wants to do as Wally rolls in, trying to put a little bit of pressure onto Swordmaster. Swordmaster says, hi, bye.
Sword did manage to get that camp.
Are we going to see a level 2? Yeah, we're going to see a mid lane gank, pulls him back, he gives him the thumbs up, walks away. Wow, the disrespect from Vrail. I feel like Vrail knows something we don't.
Does burn his ghost there, though, notably.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's ghost.
Oh, ult from Tiny Rick, hits level 6 first.
Ooh, yeah, he does, and he's pushing. Is he going to go for the tower dive? Nah, I don't think he is. I think he's
needed that one more auto Q to finish it, didn't quite have it. Autopsy did hit level 6 as well there, so Sword on the bot side of the map. Don't expect a counter kill here unless Rick goes for the solo dive, which, sir, I do not recommend at this point in the game.
Yeah, probably not going to be a good play. And Ornn really good at defending himself under turret. He's face blocking right now. This is where it's going to be great for Trundle, where Ornn loses 1 or 2 minions, and Azir starting to turn on a little bit, but
he's got plenty of time.
Vrail's still ahead in CS. This is crazy.
Vrail just standing there in the middle of both Sand Soldiers,
can I get
taking
a
it to the face.
Check on his build? Can I get a producer check on his build? Like, that sustain is crazy.
Are you talking rune setup?
Yeah, whatever it is, because he's just pressing his buttons and healing a ton.
I mean, he obviously Trinity heals off of his Q, right? Like, he has the Rage Fury stacks up, gets crit when that bar is built, and when he consumes it, he heals. That's what it is then.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, because he healed like a quarter of his health in 1. And he's level 7, and he doesn't really have items. So there you go. Really big braining the build, and just knowing that he's going to get harassed early, and he's just walking up, taking minions and walking away. Oh, that is exactly where he wants to be. Sandy needs to start playing the wave, pushing. He's focusing so much on the harass, he's forgetting, hey, Tryndamere doesn't have wave clear. I do. Good.
Wally's doing a really good job here, making it annoying for Spirit to clear his own jungle. Lilia definitely a power farmer in this game, able to just zoom through and around those camps if you know how to kite him out. And I love to see a bit more interaction from the junglers in and of themselves rather than just meeting for those ganks, right? Really stepping up the focus and honestly just the style of play from Wally in this game 3.
Yeah, and Swordmaster looks like he's trying to decide which lane to go to. He's leaning back mid. They really want to keep this Tryndamere from getting going. And so Swordmaster continuing to look for ganks there as bot lane is a little bit of a farm fest at this point, which is kind of surprising considering how many plays Droid made on that Nautilus. A little bit of a lead for the Aphelios as they're getting pushed under turret. Swordmaster looks like he's just going to go straight for the Herald, get the objective, but Lilia hot on his heels, sitting in that Tri-Brush.
Yep. Level 6 is out of both bot lanes, which means we have the true global from the Ezreal and the very long-range ability for Galio to join the fight. But we do have a fight in the top lane. Looks like Sword had started up Herald, but they peeled right off of it when they saw the Lilia go for the gank.
Oh no, the reset. He's wasted so much time doing that.
He has. He is down a few camps at this point. Lilia's going to have a pretty big buy here when she gets back to base.
Oh, yeah, and Lilia's already ahead. There's a hook under turret. Galio getting the taunt, but Toasty is swinging for free. He's pushing onto Bush, flashes in, gets the ignite, gets the kill. He's continuing onto Luciv. Luciv has to flash out. There's the flash hook onto Droid. The plays we were talking about, is that going to be a double kill? Yes, it is. Aphelios with a double kill early. Exactly what BCC wants in order to get this game moving.
Great gun rotations from Toasty there. Red-white is exactly the combo you want for that sort of fight. So I've been told by ADCs who know much more than I do. But getting the Chakram and the Severum spinning and healing so much damage pumping out at a close range right there. Excellent engage from Droid. You were just saying he is the Hookmaster himself. I was going to comment this is the first time we've seen a tank v tank matchup in the support rather than tank v Enchanter, as it was Nautilus into Carmen, then Soraka into Nautilus. But this time, again, the Nautilus proving that in lane, that support gonna make plays if you give him a chance.
Yeah, and that is Droid's bread and butter, and he just wasn't able to do. He was able to do a lot with the Soraka, but he's really kind of going back to the well, knowing what has brought him success in the past. As Holy Grail starts up the Dragon, and most of their team is there. Sword is there as well, so may see a skill attempt. Really go for it.
I think they're just going to give this one. Yeah, no need to away your passive, end your life this early in the game. Drake #1, Cloud Drake, not too much of a concern. Good pickup by them, getting something on the back end as they are down 3 kills at this point. Keeping the gold tight in terms of farm, though. Pretty sizable chunk of a lead in the top lane and the jungle. Down the bot lane, as you said. That 2-0 with Aphelios is going to cause problems if they don't do something to address it soon. Toasty's proven through both games that if given a chance, he's going to do his best to carry.
Yeah, Toasty's been doing great. Also, just a note on the top lane, they're even in gold. There's only 200 separating them, so it actually looks,
oh wow.
Yeah, it actually looks like there is more than there actually is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's only 200 gold.
Yep,
actually,
that first blood kill is a lot of gold. Indeed.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but the Trundle's continuing to get again, and it looks like we're going to have a gank coming in. Lilia going for the beat up, and we have a straight up 3v3. Galio rolling in, Lilia getting pushed out by the Zac. He's going to solo kill Wally. Wow, that was a 3v3 going the wrong way for Holy Grail as BCC continues to build on their momentum from game 2.
Sword was in the exact right spot there.
All right, we got to fight top lane, and Autopsy gonna go for the fight, gets the bonk, knocks up. Are they gonna do it? No, they're gonna walk away. Wow, very, very, very close. Both ultis being burned, both flashes being burned, but both walking away alive.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I mean, Sword sitting in the bush there, obviously ready for the counter gank. Great interrupt with the Let's Bounce, cutting the channel of the Galio ult, which would have been devastating in the middle of that like immobile Toasty on the ADC, right? And then allowing
top lane bounce again. He does not have flash. They're just gonna have to chase this down. He's gonna go for the skill shot. No, he's gonna be able to walk away. Wow, Tiny Rick, man,
Droid?
You are giving me heart palpitations. Like,
Rick, he's playing on the edge right now. He's playing on the edge.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. You're giving me the. My old heart can't take it. The ticker. It can't take the Trundle.
Oh, wow. Grail is really far forward here.
Oh, yeah, he's Tryndamere though.
Ghosting out.
He's gonna walk away. Oh, there goes the knockup, and nothing doing.
Yep,
okay.
Created some distance with that flash. Didn't want to have to blow anything else there. He's like, nope, got the plate, gonna get out here, have the Lilia for backup if I need it. And yeah, That's going to be a little attempted collapse. Droid on the roam top side managed to get not too much done, but pressured his lanes in a way to where they could get control of their own jungle again. Forced Lilia back out.
Yeah, they did, and no summoners on Grail, so we'll have to see if Zach is going to take advantage of that. Swordmaster going back into his jungle, trying to take advantage of just whatever camps he can.
Breathing room. He got some breathing room back.
He did get a little bit of breathing room, which is good from the overextension by Tryndamere. And turret plating has fallen, so I'd expect Tryndamere to start taking down turrets and maybe start going into an off lane. Azir grabs his blue buff, exactly what he wants to be. He's going to roll back. Oh, there's Tryndamere hitting towers. What a surprise.
Bonk. Bonk. Spin out. Nothing to do here. Lilia is on the Rift Herald. Seems like Swordmaster did not peep that out. Gonna go top to help Autopsy instead.
Yeah, and there's Swordmaster coming in onto the troll. Tiny Rick, a little overextended once again, and he's finally going to get punished. Well, punished again, but his overextension, fighting too hard, maybe misjudging his sustain a little bit, and Autopsy
going to spot this out.
Punish him. Ooh, is he going to get the kill? He's getting the Herald. Is he going to get the kill as well? Lilia is very mobile, but yeah, Swordmaster, I think he heard game one. Hey, Swordmaster, got to make your smites. He's making his smites now.
Yeah, definitely trying to redeem himself for all those lost objectives in Game 1. That is the second game in a row where Wally has managed to provide a very nice leash for the enemy jungler on that first Rift Herald. But Sword's going to say, yes, sir, thank you, walk out with that, and that's going to allow them to probably crack this mid open here if the Trinimir's on a reset. Okay, not going to make the play yet. Perhaps save it for Dragon, make them respond to that, take that free Drake.
Yep, and it looks like Lilia sitting around bot side. They really seem like they want to make something happen. I mean, I get it. The 2-0 Aphelios, there's a little mini, there's a mini bounty there, and Dragon is coming up soon, so maybe they want to make something happen on the bot side. Zach is also looking on the bot side. His entire jungle is up as Toasty just continuing to grow his lead, doing a great job of playing within himself this game. He's playing off of Droid, and that's how they win.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of combat potential, you might want to make something happen down there, but Toasty sitting on the completed Gale Force and upgraded boots already to the half-stacked up Muramana and the Sheen, just not... The Ezreal's not at the point where you want to be taking that 2v2 or even 3v3 fight.
Droid's a little low. He drops the ulti in order to create some space between himself. We got the Azir soldiers sitting there being jerks. Swordmaster getting coast-to-coast global objectives. That's huge for him.
But
as
Rail,
another fight starts.
I think we're going to see that a lot this game. Rail just hitting towers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
While that's happening, Rail hits towers. And that I think that's what they're trying to do. We'll have to see. And Rail, speaking of which, coming in, gonna punish Autopsy, or attempt to at least. But Sandy Snake is there, pushing him out. Droid's going to go for the hook. He's going to get it, gets the root. Azir is there, trying to hit, but Droid is very, very low. Galio, coming in, gets the knockup, gets the taunt, and here comes the counter-engage. Drowsy, Toasty on a killing spree, gonna swing away, ulti burn. Toasty's gonna stay in. Another beautiful hook and a double kill as Swordmaster. Hello, solo kill on the AD carry. Is this really going to happen? Yes, it is. Wow, Swordmaster. Oh boy, kill on as the dust settles. 3 for 2 in favor of BCC. They are riding this momentum.
I can picture his face now, just sitting at his keyboard, throwing his hands up saying, man, Fields ADC in 2022. And you know what? It does. I mean, that jungler had his completed mythic, just kiting you, slowing you down. Not too much you can do there, even as the Ezreal, one of the most mobile ADCs in the game. And yep, that was another double kill that went into Toasty's pockets. He is in the driver's seat of this game. Right now, Holy Vrail is going to have to figure out some way to answer that. As we said, if you take that 5v5 team fight at this point forward, it's not going to go well for you, barring some exceptional play. You need to start stretching the map, pulling it apart. Look at that. Tryndamere down in the side lane, splitting. Trundle answering up top. The bot lane answering mid, where I think they're going to spend a lot of their time making sure that they don't just get rolled over in terms of objectives.
Yeah, grass is green, sky is blue. Tryndamere's on the bot lane about to take a turret. That's where they want to be. So if they can, as you said, if they can horizontally stretch the map, then they're going to be in a really good position. But if they keep taking team fights like that, remember, Tryndamere started that team fight. I was Autopsy and Tiny Rick trading blows. Autopsy started or not Autopsy, excuse me. Vrail started that team fight. He went for the kill onto Autopsy, and it just became kind of a counter engage, counter engage, counter engage, and it just didn't quite work out.
Yep. Great job by Droid playing around the edges of that fight as well.
Oh,
very low. Managed to come back in for the hook. Yep.
That late hook was gorgeous. Like that late hook was absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, this is what Tryndamere wants to be doing. He goes, "Oh look, you're hitting me with soldiers. I no longer care." Although he's getting kind of low. Are you gonna heal, dude?
He's just gonna finish clearing that wave and dip on out. I mean, despite the 6-kill deficit, Drakes are even and gold only 400 off itself. You know, this game may appear to be in a rough spot. Oh, okay, buffer that E. Great, love that champion. As an engaged support myself, absolutely hate it personally. And look, yep, yeah. Vrail hitting some turrets some more.
Yep, I mean that is the win condition. They all knew it. The moment they grabbed Tryndamere, as Ezreal is able to jump out, they still get it, gets a flash, and he gets obliterated. Toasty unstoppable, 5-0. He needs to be really careful about this bounty right now. He needs to take care of himself. This is where he could get in trouble, and this is where Droid's probably telling him, "Hey, you're ahead. Chill. Play within yourself."
He's gonna do his best. Nautilus is going to do his absolute best Braum cosplay here. Just stand behind me, continue to play off of me. As you said earlier, that veteran experience, not only a TCL veteran, but man, Droid is old. Really proven himself here with the engage and the experience.
Yeah, it is. As we see another slap fight top lane, Trundle desperately trying to sustain through. Yeah, it just really looks like Tiny Rick is potentially overestimating his sustain and not realizing that he's still against an Ornn. As he pops his ulti, they're going to go for a fight. Ornn's going to go for the knockup, and we'll have to see what's going on. Tiny Rick keeps being on the wrong end of these fights. He's very, very low, and Autopsy still has his flash up. Forces Tiny Rick out of the lane once again. He is slowly working his way into a great gold lead and inching closer to that level 17.
Yeah, I think this is just another example of, I mean, Ornn saying your pillar may be bigger, but I know what to do with mine.
Potentially. Very, very much potentially. And also with Ornn, oh no, that's a forced flash. Is he gonna play a little Blast Cone Tango? No, he's gonna force the exhaust. He's going to chase Sandy Snake out, but there are a lot of BCCers there, and he is going to have to burn his ulti. He does not have flash. He's going to have to get out of here. Galio, on the other hand, there's the shutdown, though. And
oh, yeah. Droid getting kills.
Continues.
Pushly getting kills. Love it. This is the game of the supports cleaning it up.
You got to love the classic Bloodthirsty support. Infernal Drake is up. What are they going to do? Are they going to go for mid, or are they going to grab the Infernal Drake? That is the decision right now for BCC.
Yeah, I mean, Tryndamere doing his absolute best to get on top of Toast there, but with the QSS, not to mention the amount of CC that the Zac and Nautilus can bring, just the absolute disengage. You know what? You can be unkillable for 5 seconds, but I can make sure you don't move for 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's so much CC. And the Ezreal just hasn't been quite turned on yet. As the team fight starts, we've got lots and lots of action into the backline. Great AoE taunt. No deaths quite yet, but there goes Tiny Rick knocking out Droid. Uh-oh, security detail is down. Aphelios is getting low. He goes down, and here we go. That is going to be 4 for nothing.
And notably, at least 2 shutdowns went onto the Ezreal there. Both the Aphelios and the Zac got shut down. Oh my god.
Gets the steal on the Infernal Drake. Oh my god.
He just went to Shurima Shuffle over the wall, hit
he
R,
got
but you know
so
what?
Excited.
Nobody
he got
on
so excited with the steal, he blew his ulti.
Nobody on the enemy team saw it.
That's a power
It's fine. It's fine. All they know is that he took away what should have been a clean, decisive victory, got something on the back end. Man, if only he had ult there, huh?
Oh, and meanwhile, Tryndamere.
Meanwhile, Tryndamere. Yep, both mid laners were missing from that fight. But yeah, I mean, that went extremely well. Rick getting in there, stealing the stats. Droid got melted down, and what a fight that was. Exactly what the side of Holy Grail needed. And look at that, even down 3 kills and a Drake, they're up a solid amount of gold at this point in the game.
Yeah, it was really the droid kill that opened them up because once Toasty was unprotected, he got destroyed. Zach is not going to be protecting him. Zach is going to be diving into the backline. Zach did a great job. He got in the backline. He was disruptive, but then Galio immediately blew a brilliant 3-person taunt, completely reset, stopped the fight. Droid got popped, and now once again it's like we're trading team comp win conditions. Because now Holy Grail wants the longer fight. Because they've got a Tryndamere, more auto attacks, more fun. We've got Ezreal, more Qs, more fun.
Hide it out, exactly.
We've got Lilia, more AoE slaps the faster she's going. So this is what?
Wow,
Sorry,
that is something to look at. That is a
God.
3,500 gold diff mid. My God, Tryndamere getting so much gold from taking those turrets. And yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, what else are you going to do?
And that's what they're looking for. We were talking about how is that 4 cluster going to be able to handle fights? The answer is incredibly well. And while that's happening, Vrail's doing this. Vrail's right-clicking minions and right-clicking towers and ignoring people. So these are the fights they want. This is how they want to split it. BCC has to fight as a unit. They want to fight as a unit, and they can't fight as a unit right now. So they need to do quick, decisive fights, and then handle the Tryndamere, or pick the Tryndamere off, which they potentially could, considering he's mid-rotation.
The longer this game goes, the more and more difficult it's going to be to send somebody to answer that Tryndamere, right? I mean, it's just, you're not going to have anybody on your team who can 1v1 it.
Yeah, well, Tryndamere is going to try to 1v4 right now. The rest of his team, however, is there. Great Shuriken Shuffle to push him away. Ornn somehow still alive. Tryndamere gets out by the skin of his teeth. Wally Warp able to knock out Autopsy. That's, and Droid. 2 for 0.
I mean, yeah, that's Tryndamere started. Galio over top does get interrupted, I believe, by the second half of the Ornhorn there. Second of Bush League's 3 ults that I've seen on camera that have been interrupted. Rough feel there. But, I mean, that's exactly it, right? Tryndamere can act as an excellent delivery system to get that Galio into the middle of the fight, get that knock-up, get that taunt, really make it difficult for them to play the front-to-back team fight that their comp is designed for.
This is a brilliant draft. I was kind of looking at this Tryndamere pick sideways, but it's so this is Galaxy Brain right here.
I like it so much more than the Seraphine.
Oh, it's great. But the great thing is it allows him to carry in a different way, where he's not carrying in terms of team fight potential and damage and pickoff. He's carrying in terms of map pressure, which is it's just totally different, and it's very clearly throwing BCC off. BCC wants to fight, and he's saying, nah,
yeah,
I'm
let's
good.
take a look at that. Mid lane right now, Tryndamere 250 farm, Azir 175 Tryndamere. 3 full items, including that Hullbreaker, Azir, an item, he has his Mythic, and then he has a Broken Stopwatch and a Seeker's Arm Guard. That gold difference is really something to see. I mean, 5k up for the side, a lot of that focused in the mid lane. Keep it going, boys. This is the strategy that you're going to need to play to win. Don't get distracted. Play your game. Play your game as you've been playing it.
And they're playing a great objective game. Let's look once again. If I'm BCC, after this series, win or lose, I'm looking at turrets. They still have so many turrets up. The outer
That's been the fact throughout the entire
turrets
series.
Yeah, every single game, even in the late games, they're not knocking out their outer turrets. Those reset waves. Those apply passive pressure, and when you have a Tryndamere, you need your lane. You cannot have waves resetting against you. They need to handle their turrets. They need to eat their vegetables, knock out their turrets, and stop looking for team fights.
Yep, as we've said, when you have those 2 carries, which clearly 3 tanks, 2 carries on the side of BCC, you need to make sure they're split, but more importantly, you need to make sure both of those carries are a threat. Right now, Sandy Snake just doesn't have the items, doesn't have the gold to really be enough of a concern in this fight. No. Aphelios off to a great start. Oh, the Drowsy's coming in? No, never mind. Just kidding. Did not hit R there.
Great poke. That's such good poke from... And
Lily is
Ornn
a
can't do anything. Ornn literally can't do anything.
No.
Traynor's just going to watch. Yep.
Walk up and auto the turret.
I'm just going to hit the turret. And as soon as that turret goes down,
I'm going to hit you.
I'm going to ulti, right? I'm going to ulti, and then I'm just going to beat the crap out of you. As another fight starts, Zach getting low. Lilia grabbing the turret. or excuse me, grabbing the dragon, gets knocked up. Objective bounties coming up soon. Toasty, though, needs to work, knocks out Lilia, gets the shutdown. Azir getting a kill. Trundle goes down. And another shutdown. 3-0. That's what BCC needs to be doing.
Running straight to the Baron. That was an amazing max range hook from Droid on the back end of that fight to lock down Luciv. If he hadn't hit that Ezreal would have kite that fight out and made it a lot more punishing. Instead, they get the clean 4-0 and are running straight over the Baron. They did not manage to secure the dragon, but this objective will be enough because, as you see, bounties are also in play. This is exactly what we needed to get that Azir back into the game, scaling up. Tryndamere, level 17 at 29 minutes, but that bounty is, I mean, it's a lot harder to push against the Baron minions, right? I mean, having somebody over there, even if it's the Ornn, to answer the split push, going to be a lot easier when you have those minions on your side.
And Zhonya's coming out for Sandy. He's got the Sorks for the pen. He's got Zhonya's a little bit of armor. Deal with things. Got Luden for the wave clear. He knows what his job is, and he's going to do it to the best of his ability. The Aphelios.
Oh, is Sandy gonna walk up here? No.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's gonna play it safe. But in that fight, Toasty continuing to do what he does, and Sandy finally getting involved, which was great. That's what you want to see out of him, and that's what they want, right? We want a 5v4. We want to beat him quick. And then we want to punish Tryndamere. That's what they need to do. Punish Tryndamere. Please and thank you.
Yeah, an interesting build coming out of Luciv as well. I haven't seen Ezreal in a game in a while. Actually, he's not the most meta of picks at the moment. Obviously, we were talking about picking for comfort. Oh, I'll pause on that.
Another great grab on the droid forces the Lilia invuln, pushing at the mid outer. Good job, y'all, pushing Lilia out. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Bush League. So they get mid outer, Bush League. Tryndamere is not taking the Trundle. There's the 3-1-1. That's actually what I was curious about. I was curious if they're going to get Trundle on the 3-1-1. Trundle's a great split pusher too. Looks like they did. Now top inhib open. Yikes.
And Droid has really shown Luciv that, hey, you can flash, or you can blink away with your E, but I'm gonna hit you with those hooks.
Can we see bottom lane right now? Yeah. Uh-oh. Great team fight. Didn't matter. Yikes. Big yikes for BCC.
Yeah, I mean, this is something. China Rick maybe overstayed a bit here. That's a lot of CCs you can be able to run out. I think so.
Yeah,
yep, looks like he's going to make it out just fine. Although Sword, perhaps not giving up yet.
Nah. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, he's out. He's out. No worries. So yeah, back to the build. Luciv sitting on the Lost Chapter down there, assuming that's going to go into Luden's. Poke a little bit harder. Already has the
he already has Luden's.
Crown. You're right.
Oh,
Crown
sorry,
makes way more
Luciv.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so a little bit of AP out of the Ezreal down there. Going to help him survive a lot of that initial burst. It is the crown. Got that like 3 seconds of a ridiculous amount of damage reduction. Also brings AP to the team with the Lilia when you have that like 80 mid, 80 top that you need to make sure the tanks can't just stack one sort of resistance and become truly unkillable.
Yeah, we gotta point out again the turret. Look at the turret differential: 8 turrets to 3 in favor of Holy Grail. Only the Baron keeping BCC in this game as the Tryndamere continuing to just be an absolute nuisance. He's starting to crit a little bit more often. The ulti is forced. Is this going to be a solo kill? Forced flash out. The rest of the team is here to try and do something about it, and he just walks away. Forced ulti, forced flash.
Yeah, I mean, Tryndamere is probably 1,000, 1,800 gold off of full build here. He definitely hurts. He has scaled. He's level 18. He is, he's going to be punching people. He has 16,000 gold almost at 32 minutes. That differential is painful.
Why team fight when you can just ignore champions? Why play PvP? Why play a PvP game when you can just play PvE?
He's out here farming objectives.
Yeah, no need to farm champions. Rick getting caught out, getting down. Oh, Toasty once again doing okay, but who cares because Tryndamere is just going to take the inhibitor. This is sheer brilliance from Holy Grail. Y'all want to talk about the psychological part of League of Legends? You're watching it right now. Holy Grail goes, oh, it looks like BCC likes to team fight. Yeah. We're going to make it so that by team fighting, they are digging a deeper and deeper hole for themselves. I just hat tip, y'all. Like, if you can win, hat tip. This is great. Wow. Bye. What?
Droid, you sure you wanted that hook?
Hello?
Are you sure you wanted that hook?
Hello? Oh no. And they're taking objectives. They're playing traditional League of Legends, and Braille is just gonna go win the game.
Toasty,
They don't even care
know.
if they win the team fight.
Yeah,
What
Toasty
is
still
this?
had ult, bud.
Oh, you finally.
Eyes on the back end.
Okay. Now do it again.
That is so much pressure. The Trinimir is drawing to the side, allows them to take the Drake, stack them up to 3 again. Are we going to see another 7 Drake before Elder? I don't know. But man, down kills, up gold, trend mid. What a pick. 3-2-3, but God, the amount of pressure he's applying right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is how you beat a team fight comp. Don't team fight. Or like or make team fights not matter. How debilitating is that to realize that the outcome of the team fight doesn't matter.
Yep.
You have to make such a quick mental adjustment and understand what that means. And unfortunately, BCC just hasn't done that. They haven't put Azir to match the Tryndamere. No one's been matching the Tryndamere. The Orange certainly can't. I think Azir's probably the only person who can because of sheer wave clear. And they just haven't been doing that. They're picking fights and they're falling right into the trap.
I don't know if I agree with that, man. I don't think the Azir can match the Tryndamere either. He's going to ignore that.
Not at this point. No, sorry. Not at this point. Not at this
Okay.
point. I think unfortunately the window to handle him has passed.
Yep.
Right.
And there he is.
I'm talking 15 minutes ago. Right.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, it's like, hey, you guys gonna fight a Drake or a Baron? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go take the rest of your base. Oh, you guys are gonna fight, or you guys are gonna come down and fight me? Okay, cool. My team will take Baron.
Yeah. It's and let's not get it twisted. That takes an insane amount of coordination, and it can go. And if either side falters, it collapses very quickly, and that 5v5, that 5 stack can very quickly take objectives. But right now, with how they're handling things, it's a push and a pull, right? It's like pistons in an engine, where one side pushes in, the other side pushes out, and they're playing it to perfection, and they're making it look easy. It is not easy.
No, not in the slightest. I mean, Vrail really showing a lot of game knowledge here. These rotations are not easy to make. I mean, you saw Rick get called out on his split push, right? I mean, no offense to Rick, but obviously he's not as good as the Diamond 1 player, as we see.
For sure.
Tryndamere playing the map perfectly, knowing exactly when he's allowed to push and when he needs to fall back, just fade out of vision and have that threat of either popping up behind you or popping up and destroying your base.
Yeah, this is gonna be these guys are gonna be a lot of fun to watch this season.
I can't believe we're 36 minutes into this game. This one's been flying by because it's so entertaining.
Yeah, well, there's just so much. The cool thing is there's so much happening, and it's not even just team fights. I mean, there are team fights happening, but just there's 2 games happening right now.
Oh wow, that wave clear.
Oh god, right. Absolutely insane.
That's what called. Yeah, I mean. Sure, Aphelios full build. We haven't even talked about that. Ornn items, obviously, have all come through. Level 17. Yep. As I said, this game flying by because it just... it's a lot more exciting than seeing, like, a NA Ram mid. And then, hey, look, I guess we'll go towards Baron, maybe fall back. Nah, this one, we got some serious macro happening. A lot more going on.
Yeah, he can just walk him and kill him at this point. You're gonna need at least 3 people to handle Tryndamere, and one of them is probably gonna need to be Aphelios, and he can't die. That's oh my god, the pressure is just unbelievable. But like you said, Toasty has been online. He's 9-1-4. He has all of his items, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's see Toasty 1v1 the Trend. I dare you.
He can't. He won't. He'll get 3-shot. And that's... Oh, look at him. Oh, he's going to... Sneak in. He walked the reward.
Walked up, took the red. I mean, I'm curious how many enemy jungle camps the Tryndamere take in this game. It has to be so many. Zach dropping to farm Lilia, that's to be expected, right? They're very different styles of junglers, but...
Guys, he can kill you. No, stop, guys. No, he can kill you. Oh, please. Oh, no, not like this.
2 tanks can handle him. So much DC, right?
Well, he just doesn't care. What is this? Yeah, it's just, but they're wasting so much time. And then while that's happening, you nailed it. Let's go take another objective. We're gonna have a team fight. Oh my
God, Rick is
melting. Oh, there goes the Felios doing work. Triple kill? Quadra kill? Could it be? Yes, it is. Quadra kill. They're going to take the Baron, but I think they're going to lose the inhibitor and potentially the rest of their base.
I mean, you're drawing 2 down to the Tryndamere, but that Aphelios is so much more fed than the rest of your team. They're strong enough to win the 3v4.
He's just going to take inhibitors. He's just going to take another inhibitor. Grab one.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Might as well get it on my way out. What are they going to do? Got 2 tanks looking at me, funny. Now it's time for the next Drake fight. You know what? That Infernal Soul, that'll be a bit of the damage buff that they need.
It will, but I don't know if they're going to last that long. I think Tryndamere's... I don't even know if he's going to leave. I think he's going to catch this wave and go right back in. He has no reason to leave. I'm pretty sure he's full build at this point. Yeah, he's full build at this point. He's just going to grab top lane wave, go, all right, cool, guys. Grab that dragon, go for it. I'm going to just push again.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I expect boots to be sold here soon. Just going to buy another damage item, hopefully some like armor pen or something, because even with the Blade of the Ruin King, you're going to need something to get through those tanks. Yeah, they're not dying as fast as you might want them to for the full beard Tryndamere. But, yep, that puts us at another 3 Drake to 3 Drake. We've been in this position before. Right about to crest onto 40 minutes. And, Toasty over the wall.
Felios. Is he going to go for it? Be careful,
Oh,
Toasty.
no, getting out. He's aware.
Very
that he
careful,
doesn't see anybody else on the
Toasty.
map.
Wow. Damage. Flash hook, maybe? No. Oh, wow. Force the ulti. Okay, and that's it, right? That's what they needed to do. They need a damage dealer. I mean, Azir is the ideal person for that because of the wave clear, but that's where you got your full build of Felios able to do something. They have to do that, and they have to catch him before he passes the river. Once he's past the river, he's gonna be a problem, and they need. And this is all gonna come back to wave management. If they're able to push their waves out nicely and force him to spend a lot of time pushing the wave back, they're going to be in a good position. But I think those early outer turrets gave him basically free waves coming back at him, and he was just able to free farm, and now we've got a 428 farm Tryndamere with how much gold? 20,000 gold? Holy moly.
Yeah, so much room to push forward, so much room to fade back out of vision, and it's just like, hey, you don't know where I am. You don't know what to do here. But, I mean, the amount of power this Felios has is absolutely nutty.
Send a damage guy back. Please send a damage guy back. There goes
Azir is backing.
Good. Yep, that's what they need.
Toasty's walking over to him.
They know, yeah, that's what they need to kill him. They need three people to kill him at this point. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of scaling. Again, all 3 games, Autopsy on the Ornn, bringing so much value with those items. I mean, you take a Hypercare and you give it an extra 1,000 gold worth of stats, it's obviously only going to make it better. I mean, we're at... Shout out to Rick for defending his turrets. We're at 42 minutes in, and that top turret still standing strong up there. Talk about an objective game.
Yep, and there's the engage, but Tryndamere is just going to spin out and go back in. But in the bottom lane, we've got a little bit of a tussle. This is going to be a little less lopsided, although late game Trundle... Ooh, nice.
Wally is there.
Able to dodge it.
Droid coming in too.
Yeah, and here we go. Yo, we got 1-3-1 rolling. Trundle's meeting up with the rest of the team in the mid lane, but Tryndamere continuing to push in.
About to respawn top.
Yep, and he flashed, he did, and they are going after him. Ulti is burned. They're chasing down. How long can they last? Sandy Snake obliterates Wally Warp. Trundle is pushing mid, though. Trundle pushing mid. What is Tiny Rick doing? He's going to take inhibitor turret. Oh, no. This strategy is so good. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to call this the runaway strategy, because they don't actually fight. They just want you to think that they're fighting. They want to present themselves as this juicy target while someone else takes an objective. Oh, man. Whoever's shot, I want to know who's shot calling on.
It has to be Brick. Nobody else has
if it's
the
Holy
IQ.
Grail. If Vrail is shot calling right now, he is MVP, no question. Between the Lux game, game 1, and this masterclass in split pushing, like, whoa. I got nothing more to say. This is insane.
Yep. Can we get another just for fun gold graph? I mean, we're at 42. It doesn't mean as much, but yeah. 21k for the Tryndamere. I mean, but hey, Aphelios has more. He's at 22.5.
Yeah, but Aphelios doesn't have a don't die button.
That's true.
That's the crazy thing about this whole game.
That's a fair point.
right? Like he doesn't have baked in. Well, I mean he's got item crit, but he doesn't have like baked in crit, and he doesn't have a don't die button, and he doesn't have built in sustain. It's like he doesn't. Last I checked, he doesn't have a move block either.
Yeah, all of these things are true.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how much they commit to the Elder fight, because if they commit too much, it's going to be a Trinamir backdoor. They have one turret standing. Trinamir is going to bop, bop, bop that down.
Yeah, no, this is unreal. Like,
what a fun game.
What a, yeah, like I said, masterclass.
Dead even gold, but who even cares about it at this point? Everybody should be darn near full build. At least the carries are for both sides.
Dead even gold, but not even close in objectives, and that's the thing we really got to be paying attention to. All of the turrets are down except for one Nexus turret. Why are the tanks fighting the Trinamir? Like, damage.
CCOP? CCOP?
Oh, could they? Could they? He doesn't care. Wow, he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. That's insane. Good shutdown, but it's on the orange.
I mean, they're running over there. If you guys are going to take this fight, you need to do it now.
Yeah, they are. There goes the ulti. Toasty TG, legendary deal on the side of Swordmaster to the Drake. There's a double kill. Nicely done. Trinamir goes down. This is what they need. But are they going to go for Baron? They have to go for Baron. I don't really know if
go for the end. You have 45-minute death timers and just the Ezreal. Run it down. There we go. Good job. You are at 45 minutes. They might have. It's going to take a heroic performance.
No.
I don't think that they're going to be able to pull it off.
Oh,
yeah, look at that damage. I mean, what damage is Ezreal doing?
We were just talking about how difficult it is to manage a split push team.
They just realized that they don't have a wave to push in with.
Oh no. That's
not
brutal.
Quite game yet.
They're gonna go grab Baron right now though. Yeah, well, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about how hard it is to keep this, and all it takes, you have to be so mentally tough to maintain that pressure where you say, okay, I'm gonna be disciplined, I'm gonna do this, and Braille overstayed his welcome a little bit. There goes the Ezreal. Will he get it? He will! Wow, elusive. Getting the Baron steal. That is
Swordmaster. What happened to the smites, bud? What happened to the smites? Where are they?
They were still up. Smite was still up. He didn't smite.
Oh no.
That's
no.
brutal. That's
Feels bad.
absolutely brutal.
Feels real bad. I mean, you know what makes the split push Trinamir even better? Baron buff.
Wow.
Infernal Soul did go over to the side of BCC as if they needed more damage on the Aphelios, but hey, maybe it'll help with that tank 2v2.
Yup, as a hard engage coming in from Swordmaster, trying to do something. He's just going to walk in a whole lot of damage, a whole lot of CC, and a whole lot of his passive getting blown, which it does immediately.
Well ahead of his damage carries here.
Oof, but yeah, he's going to go
Not
down.
The engage you all wanted. And now we're just 5v5. You have the Baron. Let's push. And if they take this, that Trinamir is going to be in the Aphelios' face. This looks like game to me if they can manage this team fight well.
Yeah, they said, hey, would you like a team fight? Okay, cool. Here's the team fight.
They're falling back. They're falling back.
Oh, they're going to split push. Yeah,
okay, getting away.
Rolling in top.
Sure. My bad.
I honestly thought they threw with Trinamir with a rail going down, but it looks like it was just a minor bump in the road. That Ezreal steal was absolutely insane. Play the game for sure. Completely halted BCC's momentum. What could have been a comeback. Toasty getting a fadeaway kill on Trundle. And Holy Grail says, yeah, nice try. We're still in the driver's seat. Chill, y'all. We got this.
I don't want to talk about Aphelios too much because I don't know how it works that well. But what I do know is he just killed him from behind the inhibitor when Trundle wasn't in the base. That's something that happened. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Look at that lone structure in the base. That is a decimated landscape they have to work with. But man, Toasty is doing his absolute best to keep his team in this game, and you know what? He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's carrying his little butt off. But once again, we were saying team fights don't matter. Killing Trinamir matters, right? We saw Trinamir goes down, the complexion of this game completely changes. Rail, up until that point, I'm gonna call that a very, very small mental mistake on his part. I think he overestimated what he could do, and I think he also overvalued that inhibitor.
Yeah, I mean,
jumped all over it.
I agree completely. I agree. I mean, he made one mistake in his split push this entire time. obviously still amazing performance from him all around. At this point, yeah, everybody is scaled up. I mean, it's... Swordmaster's bit of an int there didn't end up factoring too much. All it gave them was the one extra inhib on that push. But it does blow his passive, which means he's going to be a bit squishier next go around. Baron buff has to be about up at this point. So we'll see. I don't imagine Vrail's going to push too far into the base. They just can't leave it. Luckily for them, there are no objectives for them to go take on the rest of the map.
Yeah, there's nothing left. This is the boa constrictor, right? Squeeze, they exhale. Squeeze a little more, they exhale. Squeeze a little more. You got 3 super minion waves. This is desperation time. Going for the grab, trying to kill Vrail. They know he is the win condition. He is also the loss condition. Can they do it? Ulti is down. He's low. He's going to run out. He's going down. That's the first kill onto him, but the base continuing to be in shambles. They need to handle those super minions in the top, super minions in the bottom. They need to chill.
They have no problem dealing with those supers. Inhib came back up in top. Inhib bot about to spawn as well. I mean, great play from Droid there. He hit R when Trinmer spun away. He flash hooked to follow it up. Got the Zac in there. They were able to lock him down. Obviously, Vrail at that point, he's not getting away. He tries to go in on the Aphelios, but a Zero Wall makes it so he can't get it. And while he may be able to 1v1 Toasty because of the nature of his champion, when Toasty has a little bit of distance, he is going to melt everything he sees.
Oh yeah, he is absolutely going to do exactly that. And this is a 20-second death timer. Your BCC, what you gonna do about it? You need to do something, because if you do not do anything, you're literally on the operating table. You're bleeding out. You need to not only stop the bleeding, but you need to do something. They have to. Otherwise, Trundle's gonna continue to push in, and then Trinimer's gonna be up. He's up. Uh-oh.
We just officially crossed the 50-minute mark in this game. This has to be one of the longest 3-game series in TCL history. But man, it has been a banger.
Yeah, this has been a barn burner. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, game one definitely a little
barn burner, if I may.
An A barn burner? Oh, don't encourage him.
I know.
Trundle. Oh, hey, Trundle doing his best Tryndamere impression.
This is like the 17th time this inhib has gone down. I swear.
Yeah, exactly. And the only difference is with the Trundle, he's do tank stats. He's gonna.
Oh, but they're gonna melt Aphelios back for that. They're gonna melt this Infernal Drake.
Yep, they are, and that's exactly what they're doing. Droid doing his best to keep this Trundle. Lilia grabs it. Swordmaster trying for the steal, does not get it. Going for the long range. Wow, Wally, what a snipe. Great job there. Swordmaster going down. BCC does not have their engage. This should be the series.
It should be, but we've said that before. Oh, Rick, you're too soon. Your team wasn't there.
Should is the important word here.
Imperative.
Let's look at bot lane, please. Let's look at bot lane and Tryndamere doing Tryndamere things, because he is doing the Tryndamere things. Gets another inhibitor, pushing in, just squeezing once again. But they need to. That Nexus turret has been up for way too long. They need to do something about that.
I mean, maybe I'm too used to custom ARAMs with the boys at this point, but Tryndamere has to be sitting on 10k gold in his inventory. Is there not an item that he could have better than boots at the moment? Okay, he has 6,500 gold.
Maybe not.
I feel like, and again, the Hullbreaker can probably find something better at this point. Oh, cool, Tryndamere soloing Baron. Yeah, easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna solo Baron.
He's not touching his keyboard at the moment. He's just standing there.
He went to the bathroom actually. Yeah, he's like, all right, guys, see y'all in 30 seconds.
But I don't know if that's a fully optimized Tryndamere build at this point in the game. Ooh, they go for it. I mean, they're burning out Elder Drake here. Not a ton of time left. They are going to get the Baron. Oh, Droid gets zapped!
No, that is not great. Droid gets popped. Bush gets popped.
Almost makes it out.
Toasty
flashes for it to finish it off. I'm not sure if that's worth Toasty's flash at this point in the game.
I mean,
if that hit, Lilia's asleep. Just
slow.
slow.
The win condition is alive. Ulti immediately. Great Emperor's Divide, keeping Tryndamere out of the fight. He has to walk around. He's gonna go down. Sandy Snake on a killing spree. They are holding the line somehow. Here comes Luciv. Can he do it? He gets the shutdown. Can he clutch it? Can he clutch it? Will he take the series? That's a triple kill, and that is gonna be Luciv. Oh my God. Vrail couldn't do it. Tiny Rick couldn't do it. Luciv says, get my backpack, boys. We're going to the promised land. And Holy Grail takes a wacky, wild, and incredible series. Holy moly.
We didn't even comment on it, but Luciv ended up selling that Shattered Crown, switched it out for a Triforce, able to do just a bit more damage there at the end, able to use that Elder Dragon buff to just zap them down. But what an entertaining 3-hour series that was for everybody involved. At this point, Steve, we get the honor of choosing an MVP. I have a pretty clear idea in my mind, but who is your pick from the side of Monty Pantheon and the Holy Grails? Who carried this series for them?
Luciv.
Luciv, really?
Up until 1 minute ago, I would have said Vrail. And I will say it's like 1A, 1B. But the reality is that last team fight, they probably would have won. But in that last team fight, Luciv, where Emperor's Ride completely pushed Vrail out of that fight, he got popped immediately, and it looked like BCC was going to hold again. And Luciv said, no. We're winning this series. And he did exactly what he needed to do in the right moment. That's 2 fights in a row. Game 1 and Game 3, where Luciv won them the game. And that is what an MVP does. In the moment where your team needs you the most, you step up. He did that. I think he gets MVP. But I could hear another, if chat's like Vrail, then I mean we can go with Vrail, because
I can't imagine not giving it to Vrail. The only reason Luciv was allowed to do damage was because that game went to 50 minutes and he was able to get a full build because the amount of pressure Vrail brought. But also, we're tunneling in on the last game. Let's think back to the first game when Vrail's carry is the reason they got the dub.
That's fair. And you know what? I'll give you this. I will say Luciv 1B MVP, like straight up just
Absolutely,
in those team fights. Yep. But I would say Vrail for the objective control, the Baron steals on Lux, the pickoffs, and the total macro domination of Game 3. Let's do it. Let's do it. I want to hear
Vrail
about
MVP.
Really
Vrail MVP. This will be our first MVP with a 3, 5, and 8 scoreline in a 53-minute game. But man, it is just the macro that makes the difference. Can we get Mr. Vrail, team captain himself, in here to chat with us?
Please.
Vrail, sir, how are you doing?
Hello.
I don't know. My fingers hurt. That's more League played in one sitting in a minute.
Would it be your right-clicking finger? Because
yeah, I was going to say, was it hard to just stand by the top inhib and auto-attack it?
Well, I got a break when I was doing Baron, so I just sat on my hands to try and warm them up a little bit.
You know, Steve called out that you took your hands off the keyboard. Maybe it took a little bathroom break, but I'm glad to hear it wasn't too far off.
No.
Yeah, you got to get those snacks, you know, get a water break, you know, do what you got to do while you're soloing Baron. Yeah.
Obviously, great series all around. Has to be in contention for the longest one in TCL history. But tell us about Game 3. What was the thought behind the last pick Tryndamere mid? Was it just because your champion pool, it turns out, is 4 champions deep?
Well, it's just because of how the first few games went. We didn't really want to. We wanted to mix it up and not do the exact same thing where it's just banging people together, like front and back team fighting. So we decided to spice it up and see if we could throw a different look at them, and it worked. It took a while, but it worked eventually.
It was
definitely
it was
spicy.
absolutely brilliant. We were I was honestly fanboying at the macro play. I have to know who was making the calls, because a split push is such a delicate operation, and it's all that push and pull. So who was calling? All right, go in. All right, push back. All right, take this objective.
I like to think we were all kind of, because for a split push to work, you kind of all have to be on the same page. So, I mean, I was clearly the one who was going to the side lane, so I was communicating like, hey, push up here, wait for them to show, stuff like that. But really, everyone was working together, because that's really what you need to make a split push work. Everyone needs to be on the same page so nobody gets caught out too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And question for you, follow up on that. You were very clearly confident in yourself in a couple of those later inhibitor pushes. You got knocked out. You got taken out by the Ornn and the Nautilus. What was the communication as they're kind of counter pushing in before Luciv had the clutch Baron steal to completely destroy their momentum?
I thought the game was over at that point. I mean, I was just trying to get the inhibitor. We were trying. That was probably a little breakdown in communication where I was pushing and people got caught. But I mean, that stuff happens. It's only week 2, but
Mhm.
I'm just glad we got the W.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And I can't let you end on too much of a high. Can you tell me something about that Seraphine pick game 2? What made you think that Seraphine paired with the Draven was going to be the right call?
I don't even remember what was game 2. That was so
That
long
was when
ago.
you played Seraphine mid
I know.
and
I'm
you
trying
had
to
a
look up what the
Draven
comps were.
Nautilus bot and you were against
And
Cassiopeia?
it was Casio, yeah, the Casio.
They had
Draven
counterpick, right? They picked Cassio after I picked.
Mhm. They
I
did.
think so,
They
yeah.
did.
I I mean, I just like Seraphine. I think she's good when you have a beefy front line. So that was
Okay.
the Cassio was a bit of an issue just because she counters engage
Sure.
so well. But I just like Seraphine.
Okay. Okay. Well, that one might not have worked out exactly how you planned it, but game 3 certainly did. Well played all around.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. That was an incredible series.
Yeah,
And I hope that other teams are paying attention because that is how you run a split push comp. Well done.
yeah, thanks. Y'all probably need some water, but I appreciate y'all sticking around casting it. That's got to be a beating on y'all.
It was
Oh, we're
a
good.
very
We got
fun one to cast.
it.
All right, awesome, awesome. Glad y'all had a good time.
Hey, thanks, man. Great
Yep.
work. Congratulations. Wow. I yeah, I mean it looks like it played out the way we thought it would. And he even said it. He's like, yeah, I thought we lost the game right then and there. And that's how close it gets
Mhm.
with a split push comp.
Yep.
Once again, like I said, Vrail gets the MVP, he gets the interview, but I gotta call out my boy Luciv for the clutch winning team fights in games 1 and 3, as well as the momentum destroying Baron steal. If he doesn't steal that Baron,
Mhm.
BCC, we may be having a very different conversation with someone on BCC.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it was a fun series all around. BCC losing 2 games or 2 series back to back, but I think they showed enough tonight to prove to the rest of the league that they may be down at the moment, that they are certainly not out. There is plenty of season left to play, and I can't wait to see what else they bring to the table.
Absolutely. This is week 2, and both of these teams played an absolute barn burner. So I know that for BCC, this is gut wrenching, right? These are the kinds of losses that you don't sleep tonight. But
Mhm.
I'm hoping that they at least can look back at the VODs and go, wow, we did a lot of really good stuff. And I think the one thing they just got to focus on is turrets, right? If they can focus on taking those turrets down sooner, once again, very different conversation. But this entire series was on a knife's edge the entire time. So this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Rudy, for hanging out with me. My voice is shot. I'm sure your voice is shot. And that's going to do it for us. Any final words for our lovely viewers at home before we call it a night?
Well played all, and thanks for tuning in.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been week 2, day 1. Monty Pantheon and the Holy Vrail winning an absolute squeaker against the burnt BCC. Crap, I closed my notes. Thank you all so much for joining us. That was awesome. Y'all rock. Have fun. Be safe.